Well, hello there.
I don't have a good set
Oh,
together.
hi.
We are live.
Hi.
We
So
are
I
live.
have these nice red.
We're showing
I
off our
guess-
dice.
I guess this would work because these are basically my channel.
Oh, we are live. There we go.
We are live.
Hi.
The channel hadn't loaded.
Host.
That's why I was
Rude.
confused.
Rude.
You the host. So
How
rude.
dare you?
So, 1 week later for us, 1 year later for the characters.
Oh, they'll be fine.
I need to figure out what to do with Raven.
Why?
What's wrong with Raven?
Tyrus is like, Tyrus is
Oh,
blocking
I can
him.
fix that urgent.
Oh, God.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, Tyrus
I
It's
can
kinda
just
like-
flat out get rid of that.
He's like, pay no attention to the man behind the snake man.
there is no player. There's only the snake.
There is no
It's
Raven.
like
There
he's
is
trying
only
to
Zool.
use the whip to pick your nose. That's a whip, right? What is
It's a
that?
flail.
No,
It's a flail.
That's my
Flail.
flail.
Okay, so he's flailing your boogers.
I think I'm slightly uncomfortable with the look that Zale is giving me right now.
Like, how you doing?
Hey, you designed her.
How you doing?
How
So,
you doing?
as you guys can see, everybody
work.
character art wise has got a huge glow up.
Woo!
Mags and Zoro and Fox. Fox, you drew Zale, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Mags did Molly, and I think Zoro did everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I say we give the DM a glow up. I mean, look at that little guy.
Yeah, but see that's you just see that little imp controlling your fates every now and then.
I know he'll be fine though. I just want one like right above your camera.
Why do I have a feeling that if that were to happen, like you guys would pay somebody to get like an anime husbando version and just have him like sitting there?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
We're gonna get
God,
one of the
dude.
ones from.
No.
That would be epic.
Guys, you know the ones that I do where it's just a still image, but every once in a while it blinks?
Yep.
Yes.
Do it.
I would totally
God,
do that
no.
one of that erosion. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I
It
think
has to
I
be
think
Megs. It's got to be in the style of like.
Of Ace Lawyer.
Oh,
No,
I
I'm
was
thinking of all the,
like Dream
the-
Daddy.
that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking
No,
too.
no,
Dream
it-
Daddy.
okay.
cool novels on.
I demand that if you do a Dream Daddy version of it, it's got to be in a JoJo pose.
And it's
Oh.
Yes.
What's a JoJo?
Oh, God.
Daddy. Yeah, I don't know JoJo. I mean, I know of JoJo. I don't watch it.
JoJo
That's
the
pretty
JoJo
bad.
the anime.
That's
Yeah,
too
JoJo, but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's too
Alright.
pretty.
It's very bizarre.
It's basically kung fu. It's kung fu husbandos.
Yeah.
Someone described it at the best as if you were watching an anime and there was anime on in the background. That's what JoJo is.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the anime that's on in the background.
it's the
of an
anime that's on the back. It's in the background of an anime. Yeah, that totally fits JoJo.
We got an anime inside your anime.
I see way too much shit on Twitter, and I'm like, I finally got to watch it, so I did. Yep.
We're so meta.
Anyway,
So yeah, as you guys or just a handful of D20s in front of my face, or just like you see my eyes poking over the DM screen.
yeah.
Blinking every once in a while, hiding. Blink. And then pokes
Blink,
up.
blink.
Nice little lurk.
But yeah, so
Maybe a little wave.
we got
Feels
a ton of new character art, as you guys can see. Lot of style upgrades to everyone. I kind of like it.
Molly matured. We'll go with that.
I think out of all of the reveals, Mags, I'm waiting to see. I want to see everybody's reaction the most from yours because of what we talked about. But
Mags, is he
I think-
referring to the old man yells at cloud thing?
Maybe.
old man yells at cloud.
My God, Barrett.
So instead, like, I think we just get into this.
Oh, God.
So everybody has been away for a year doing their own thing. Some of you gathering information, others still adventuring, others all the while being nerds and studying. I had to take that shot. I'm sorry. But
So mean.
after a year, no matter where you are at, everyone begins to make their way to Kaskar for the yearly winter ball. And as it was last year, there is a lot of dwarven powerhouses stationed around, but you begin to see more outsiders as well. A lot more people wearing the Arcastan colors. Even a couple dignitaries from the new dagger tree. And every now and then you see a couple Gearforged walking around. Not as servants, but as their own beings, treated as equal to their fellow Arcastans. Yeah, someone is watching TV in the background. I heard that. I thought Ogren was like giving a newscast or something. And I think Ash is the first, given the proximity to everything and the ability for their travel. Ash, you are the first one to arrive in the ballroom.
Oh God.
And the crier announces you and Turok and your two sons, whose names I have forgotten.
She has kids.
Yep.
Yes.
Twin boys.
Damon and Kel.
Yep. Damon and Kel.
The lie became true.
Oh, you knew that was going to happen. Like, you knew the moment, like, Ash and Turok, you know, had alone time, the phrase "like rabbits" was going to apply.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're walking in, and Ash is in a very slender dress that's like backless and actually kind of shows a lot of her side as well, and it's very slender. And she is holding one of the kids while Turok is holding the other one as we walk in. And they are very, very small. They are only a couple months old.
But they do kind of have the silver dragon markings that Ash does, and they have little orc stubs.
I have a question.
That's the curse on
They don't breathe fire, do they?
Considering how they're descendants from a white dragon, no. And they're too young and can't do that yet.
It'd be ice.
And Ash, following you is your brother and his wife, along with their 2-year-old daughter. And then your father has joined you as well.
Oh my God!
I didn't know Daddy was going to be there.
It has been 2 years. Holy shit!
Mhm.
Oh.
I didn't know Daddy was going to be there.
Yep.
Fuck.
So basically, he knocked her up right after we fell off.
Pretty much.
Close enough, yeah.
She was already knocked up when that whole situation was going down. They just didn't tell anyone.
Probably a good thing we didn't attack her.
God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
And just to give you a name, Ash, your niece's name is Myra.
Myra. Okay, that's good to know.
Myra.
And
Okay.
a couple names go by. Other people from outside of import. And then Ash, your ears perk up as you hear the matriarch from Daggertree, Zale, and her mate, the high shaman, Yith. I almost said a different name.
The one-armed bandit.
What a bandit.
And as Zale and Yith walk in, you notice that there's a little Knoll child with them.
Oh god, we all got knocked up. Oh my god.
She's got a kid.
So when Zale walks in, I think the first thing that's most notably apparent about her is that she is standing like straight upright. Through the whole time that she was traveling with you guys, she always had a bit of a hunch, a lean over to her, except when she was trying to intimidate someone. But now her posture is very different. She's standing very naturally upright, and her steps are quite delicate, making almost no noise whatsoever, except the occasional click of her claws on the floor. And the little child that is with her and Yith far more resembles Yith than Zale, but you can see a little bit of resemblance in there. The child's fur is, they have their puppy coat still, basically, so it's very like soft and downy and fluffy, but a lot of the markings match Yith, except for the facial markings, which seem to match Zale. The child is quite young, obviously, because we haven't been apart from each other that long. About, let's see, eight-ish months old, but walking upright and occasionally getting the attention of Zale or Yith and speaking to them, so they can walk and speak on their own already. Knolls grow up very quickly, and Zale's looking a lot happier than she was when we went our separate ways. She has a few more scars than she did before, but she's happy. She hasn't been happy in a while, but she's happy now.
I think my favorite image of her child is she said that she was like a lot fluffier.
Yes,
she's like a little poof ball.
Yeah, and that is actually good to note there. Zale's fur is a lot longer than it was before. The fur that goes down her back is quite long, several inches long, and especially kind of around her neck and mane area. She has it braided on either side of her ears. And that's reflected as well in the child. If you know what a brown hyena looks like, it looks like they're wearing a poncho of fur almost. That's like her kid, but poofy because they're still a puppy.
We all got sexy wisp, okay? We're all sexified.
And after Zale comes in, they announce TUES as an ambassador from Dagger Tree. There we go. I was like, did it break?
No, we're good. We're good.
Coffee first.
Coffee first. It's important. So, notably, TUES looks a little minor little scars that weren't there before, due to his time away. But just dressed in basically black fitted shirt that's open, of course, to allow for the snake. No one with him. And he just casually walks off to the side of the room.
We need to find you a mate, mate.
I mean, I gave him the chance in Dagger Tree. He said no.
This is true.
You wouldn't touch a furry doggo for a wife? What's wrong with you?
We need to get him a Yanti.
No, no, no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I do not need to die today.
Or a sexy little Gorgon girlfriend.
Yes.
I mean, so no, if like he's living with Zale and Zale's like mom, and then so it's kind of like a brother situation because family close knit, and he gets a Yanti that could be my auntie Yanti.
Auntie, Jesus Christ, bro.
Good night, everyone.
Out.
I'm done.
She already has 2 moms.
Ouch.
She has 2 dads. Why
Done.
not a Yanti?
And some time begins to pass before any other familiar names are announced, giving you, those who have been announced, time to converse with one another.
Zale just like immediately makes a beeline for Ash and wraps her arms around Ash when she gets to her and lifts her up in a very dramatic hug and just kind of holds on to her up in the air for a minute.
Back pop.
Pretty much,
Ash
yeah.
immediately does the same before kind of quickly handing off the child to Turok first.
It's probably a good idea.
And he quickly just takes the baby and holds both of them.
Just like one arming each butt. Yeah, so she immediately does the same thing. She just runs up and lets Zale pick her up. She just squeezes back, and before she sets her down, she just kind of whispers in her ear, and she's like, "I missed you so much."
We all missed you too.
And like as you two are conversing, the little Knoll child kind of like peeks up at you from like behind Zale's leg, just like looking up at you, not really knowing what to do at the moment, because this is the first time she's had any sort of outside Knoll interaction.
Oh God, we're socializing.
Well,
our
aside from
children.
Tyrus. like she's warmed up to Tyrus. She likes Tyrus.
Has Tyrus been back much?
That's
a good question, actually, because you said he left after a month.
Yeah,
right?
Tyrus
Oh,
has been
that's
gone.
right. That's right.
And,
She wouldn't know Tyrus then, unless Tyrus came back from time to time.
Nope.
Yeah,
Tyrus
Tyrus
hasn't been
give
back.
birth within a month.
Takes 3 months. For
No,
well,
Tyrus hasn't been
Hyena,
back since
but
then.
no, yeah.
All right. So yeah, this is her first time interacting with anybody outside of the tribe.
Ash is gonna kind of bend down a little bit, almost at eye level with the little Knoll, and she'll be like, "And what is your name?"
And she kind of like inches back a little bit. She leans forward and she begins to sniff, and she like looks up at Zale.
Go ahead. This is Ash. I told you about her.
I'm trying to find her name.
It's Zayla.
Zayla.
Please tell me you have a picture.
No,
No, but
no
I
pictures.
guarantee there will be
Hashtag
later.
soon.
Yeah, soon.
All the family portraits are gonna be drawn at some point.
And
Yes.
she kind of sniffs and she walks over and she just hugs Ash.
I hug immediately back.
Do be careful.
Sorry, I'm
Ash.
allergic to cute.
She bites.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, like mother, like daughter.
Yes.
She just kind of like gives her a little squeeze and just like ruffles her hair a little bit.
Now, did you, have you taught Zayla Common, or have you only been speaking to her in Knoll?
She can speak about as well as a young child can speak English. So it's the understanding is there and most of the words are there, but
Broken Common.
it's not
So
quite conversation ready yet.
So like 4-year-old, like 3-4-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like it's got the grasp of words down, just not sentence structure.
She can yip and cackle real well, but she's still learning Common.
Okay. She kind of like looks up to you and she's like, "Hi, Zayla."
It's such a pretty name. I'm Ash. It's nice to meet you.
And she kind of like sniffs around. She like begins to like walk around you. And she
I
like
let her do it.
she walks over to Turok and she begins like sniffing at him and walking between his legs. And she like kind of like bites at his calf for a moment and then runs and hides behind Zale.
I think. Do you think his furs offended her?
No, she was just saying hello.
Oh, well, she's adorable. Congratulations.
And the same to you.
Thank you.
I mean, we all knew it was coming, but still, it's nice to see it with our own eyes, you know?
It's nice after so long and being lied to finally have it happen.
Being lied. Oh, the other time thing, right?
Rosian, does she know about the other time?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nobody knows about that.
Okay.
Like that is like a big secret that the Lord of the Hunt is keeping from everyone.
Okay. Yeah, they're still very young. I mean, they're nowhere near yours, but give it time.
They have a lot more time to grow than my species does, so I'm sure they'll make wonderful boys.
Truck, come on over, show off the children.
And he like walks over, is like, yeah, I just don't want to step on any little ones. He kind of like walks over, and as he's walking, Zale just dashes between his legs and dashes back again.
Oh god. Oh, please don't trip him.
Don't worry, Turok, she's hardy.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be the first one to step on her.
Oh.
I don't want to damage any first impressions here and step on the poor kid's tail or anything.
Oh.
He like walks next to Ash and he's holding both of their children, one in each arm.
I'll go ahead and I'll grab one of them to help him out a little bit. Just hold one.
I'll very gently, as gently as I can, being super careful because I have big sharp claws on my fingers that I can't retract. I'm gonna just like brush the hair back on the child that Ash is holding. Look at them, you know, the way people do with babies. And I'm not a baby person, so it's difficult for me. But you understand.
Yes.
Insert baby awe here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I need a soundboard of baby awes that I can just use.
It's so squishy and pink.
And while this conversation is going on, Tira, so have you made your way over to them, or are you just being a wallflower?
Yes, I'm on my way over. Fox, check Discord quickly.
Fox, check Discord quickly. That's never good.
Responded.
Always...
Okay.
That's even worse.
Yes. Tears will sort of wander over. Trying. Tears is well aware that his appearance can be a little jarring, especially after spending time in an actual city. So he wanders over. Zale, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. Doing well, I hope.
Very.
You look
very,
well.
very tired, but
You look content. I didn't see that look in you before.
I've had a lot of time to come to terms with what happened.
It's good.
Are you happier now?
Mostly.
Good. And I give him a hug. It's an awkward side hug because I still have a baby in one arm. But...
and as you kind of give him a hug, the child in your arms kind of reaches out for Tyrus, and like kind of like his fingers like brushing against his armor.
Tyrus doesn't have his armor on right now.
Oh, so you've just got like human upper body exposed?
Nope. Bit of an open neck shirt, of course,
okay.
to allow for the snake head, but no, Tyrus is actually without full armor on for once.
Okay, so like instead of the armor, he's kind of like brushing up against your shirt.
Ooh,
And
silk.
who is this?
This is Thaman, and that is Kel.
Tyrus lowers his head down like 3 inches away.
Damon kind of like gives a little like baby laugh as you do.
Well, they seem to be fearless.
As they should be. I mean, you've never visited my home. You don't know a lot of the weird, crazy things that go on in there. So they're kind of used to it.
This is probably just like on the norm for them.
I know, right? Oh, look,
It's
a snake
not
man.
undead? Wow.
It's like it doesn't have rotting flesh or tentacle face. Huh?
Or it isn't
That's
a
new.
ghost.
Or the ghost. Yeah.
Bedtime stories must be a very
Ash's
different
family is
world.
literally just the Addams family.
Yeah. Where all the weird, creepy things is normal for us. I love it.
Now, do I see the little knoll scurrying around Zale?
Oh yeah, she's kind of like looking up with you, up at you, and her eyes are just wide.
I kneel down.
And again, as like you kneel, she kind of hides behind her mother, and she's like kind of peering out at you.
Go ahead. You can trust him.
I hold out a hand.
And she kind of like inches a little bit closer. She kind of sniffs. And then you see like a little mischievous look in her face as like her butt starts wiggling. She jumps up and she kind of like grabs you by like the arm in her jaws, and she kind of is making like a little playful growl, but she's not really putting a lot of pressure into the bite.
Me angry.
Don't talk to me, I angy.
Up.
That's what it is. I angy.
I angy.
Yes.
Zale, she takes after you.
She's a little more trouble than I am, I think.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Well, hopefully she takes after her father a bit more when she grows up. Speaking of,
And
kind of
you
look
hear
back and look for Yith.
you hear a laugh coming back from Yith. He's like, "Let's hope not. She would do well with with more of the adventurer life of her mother than the boring old shaman life of her father." And you could tell that even Yith is kind of like straightened up in stature a bit, but he is missing his right arm still.
I was just gonna say Ash was gonna kind of take
And it's not like he ties it off or anything, like a sleeve off or anything. He shows the missing like arm, the stump off, like almost if it's a symbol of pride to him.
Ash goes up and she hugs Yith. Like, I'm so happy that you're doing so much better, Yith.
Oh yeah, me too. It's a much welcome pace than having killed them all running through your head for weeks on end.
Oh, I'm sure.
know the feeling.
Now it's just waking up with this one every couple hours throughout the night.
Congratulations.
And look at you, a mother.
Finally. That's all I wanted for a while.
I'm happy that you were able to start a family.
As am I.
Have you heard from any of the others?
I've sent letters to a couple people, but others kept moving on, like TUES and Molly and Rose. I don't know where they ended up, so
Funny,
wasn't able to.
funny enough, not even Kata could find them. Though he may have not been trying very hard, you know, giving everyone time off.
Probably.
Well, I think even he earned a little bit of time off.
He did. He helped us tremendously.
Why are there two Groudons? What the hell?
His
Sorry, I
camera
don't-
froze.
Whoa! I just now noticed that.
How do we kick the other Groudon off?
He'll disappear in time.
Yeah, give it a minute.
I am sorry. I don't know what's going on with my Zoom. It just keeps screwing up like last time.
I mean, it's Zoom. It happens.
Zoom.
And he kind of smiles for a moment, and he looks up behind you. He's like, "Oh, speak of a devil." And as he says that, Rose, you begin to like make your way through the crowds. Like you have like bypassed the crier and the line and everything, slipping in a back end that you previously discovered when you were here last time.
Have not upgraded the security since the last time I was here.
And Yeth kind of just like smiles and waves over to you.
I'm purposely trying to be inconspicuous.
Oh, I know. And he calls you out on it. He sees you and he just waves.
Like, am I that recognizable? I'm told this is
To Yeth you are.
Wow.
Nothing escapes his vision. Trust me, I've tried.
He now has dad vision on top of everything else.
Cool. We have two in here now. Watch out.
No, what's up with that? Stop with that noise. So this is kind of how Rose is dressed. I can actually make the image pop up.
Her magic girl.
No.
Bro, you need to do musical frames.
Oh, there we go. There's the
There we go. You're gone now.
the
Yeah,
pantsuit.
we fix.
But I'm a Molly though.
Yay.
Trust me, you won't.
Oh, you're Molly. Oh God, we all shifted. Oh God. Oh, three of us shifted. Okay.
Give me a second. I gotta change people here.
Just expect that every probably 40 minutes.
So does he call out to me, or does he see me?
He sees you, then he waves to you.
When he waves to me, I am going to tell him to I'm shh, and I'm gonna shadow step to a different spot. So if anyone looks in that direction, they don't see me.
Antisocial butterfly.
And he Yeth just laughs. He's like, typical Rose.
Where do you see her?
Did you say Rose? Where is she?
She was in the crowd, and then she did her little disappearing act. You know her. She'll probably make herself known when the time is right.
You don't think she's upset at us, do you?
I don't know why she would be. You all seem to have left on good terms and talks of family and everything.
Suppose you're right.
Let's not keep it quiet yet.
She'll make her appearance when she intends to. Or we could go looking for her.
No.
Dun, dun,
Let
dun.
her enjoy the party. She's probably, casing the joint or something, whatever she does.
That's kind of what I'm worried about. It's Rose, after all.
I look over at the wine table and see if I notice her.
Wow, called out.
I don't know. Did Rose
Called the
did
fuck
Rose
out.
Misty step to the wine table?
She did.
So you look over and there's Rose, right, grabbing a glass of wine.
I just kind of chuckle
Call
to
the
myself real
fuck
quick.
out.
I just chuckle to myself and I'll just turn my back to her and oh no, I totally did not see you.
Oh, mm-hmm.
She just
And as everyone is playing Where's Waldo, trying to find Rose, another very familiar name is called out by the crier as Captain Cheeseburger makes his way down.
Oh snap! All the families here, Jeebus.
And then followed by Piper with a row of kids.
Jesus Christ!
They're-
What was
they're
it, like 5 or 6
seven
kids?
seven
Oh,
kids,
fuck.
as you've got like now like ratlings who are about like 7 or 8 years old, equivalent to humans.
I thought you gave me 9.
Okay, 9, whatever.
We ate. Look, we ate 2.
I thought you had like 5 or 6.
No,
So
no.
at a
I
certain
had
point,
9.
you stop counting.
So like all the little kids don't, like, of course, because they're Tickles kids, just scatter. They scatter throughout the floor.
Oh my god, they're the werewolves in Hotel Transylvania.
I'm going to immediately scoop up my child, not because I don't trust her children. I just think
You don't
if
trust
the two
yours.
of them get together, that's trouble.
And
Trouble did walk in.
Piper kind of walks towards the rest of you with a smile. It's been a while.
Has been a while.
Oh God. And he calls out, "Get out of the cake."
They are growing up fast.
Yes, they are. One of them just learned that she can cast magic yesterday. So guess who's
Oh.
throwing magic missiles about, because it's funny to throw it at Dad's butt.
Oh, it's safe to have them here?
Oh, they're fine. They're fine.
Was there always that many?
Yeah, what? I
Yes.
thought there was there?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just because they were a lot smaller the last time we saw them.
It could very well be, but no, they are a lively bunch coming into their own. They all
So,
have their own personalities now.
How many days has it been since you've slept?
Yes.
Oh, I sleep every night.
Wow, that's rude.
He's like, no, sleep spell.
Fair enough.
Pays when you're a magic user.
You have to teach me that
That-
one sometime.
I need to
is a
know that as
fantastic
well.
idea.
Wow, no morals in this group.
Although the sound of the nature outside of our place does tend to somewhat lull them to sleep, so it kind of helps.
Yeah,
but-
we
Come on,
live
go faster.
we live in a city, so that we don't have that
Oh, the city life. Yeah.
yeah, so I cast sleep on them and give them a nice little 8 hours of mommy and daddy peacetime. Speaking of which, my better half should be making an appearance now. Apparently she gets her own little what do you call it? Announcement.
Well, she is the daughter of a very prestigious pirate.
Oh, that's not why. And you hear the crier call out. Oh God, what was the title I gave to her? The Arcastan ambassador to the free Isles of Cheeseburger. And she'll like Tickles walks out. I don't know if she's dressed the way she is now or
Yes. For right now.
so go ahead and give a little description of how Tickles looks now.
So, I don't know how D&D works for I don't know, plastic surgery. I'm just kidding. But
It's called glamour.
it's called glamour now. Okay. So, she's instead of her pirate getup that she's usually in, she's now wearing a I guess you could say a type of Arcastus science robe of some kind, in her own makeshift fashion because of Sven. She has her hood down, and for the first time that you guys have actually seen, she has hair.
Oh yeah, because she's always wore the hat.
not only that, but she's always
She's just
she
had
took
only
the
the
bit-
little tuft of hair, like just a little.
Oh, because she cut it.
yeah, she cuts it. You know, so I'm trying to think here. I have to look at my own freaking image for a second because I'm an idiot.
I did post it in chat already.
I
if that
see it, I
helps.
see it, So you can see her more. For some reason, she looks a little taller and more slender, and for some reason gives us a beautiful glow than what you guys normally see. And if you look to her left arm, you see that for some reason she's, I forgot the word. Shit.
Yeah, it's a robotic prosthetic.
Yep, it's a robotic prosthetic.
This group needs to stop losing arms. This is the third one.
I know.
Oh, there's a cool
Or
reason.
fourth one.
There's a cool reason that Ground and I came up with as why she lost her arm.
Yeah. So, do you want me to say that?
No, she could share that at another time.
Okay, we'll share that at another time.
Like if it comes up in conversation or whatnot.
Of course. And so she looks a lot more prettier, and then all of a sudden she starts seeing her kids like, hey, none of that. None of that.
And they kind like when they hear mom, they snap to attention. They all gather around and start following her.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Mommy knows best.
Okay, Mother Gothel.
Listen to mommy, but not daddy. What year is this?
The
right.
biggest troublemaker leads the troublemakers, right?
Exactly.
True.
So she kind of like has them, front and center, and they all kind of, line up and whatnot. And she's like, "All of you behave." And is that cake? Is that cake?
Give me a moment. I gotta grab one of the kids' names.
Oh, your friggin' R-named kids. Jesus.
RH. I'm sorry.
And Ray kind of like looks at you and she's like wipes it off.
Behave. And okay. You guys have fun. And crap, which one are you? Reese? No, Reese.
I'm Rawl.
Hey, Hottie?
Rawl. I'm Rawl.
Rawl? Okay. Reese and Reese, where are you at? Raise hands.
And one of the little boys and one of the little girls raised their hands.
Okay. I know you two are troublemakers. Don't do anything. Got it?
Okay.
Good. Now have fun.
And like when they say okay, they speak in unison, and it's something that they do to creep you out all the time.
Oh, it's fine.
Because Reese and Reese kind of like share like that like twin like connection the most.
Come play with us, mommy.
Yeah.
No.
So when they
Forever.
screw with people, they go into that like same voice at the same time.
We can even finish each other's banana.
Sandwiches?
Yeah, those two are the troublemakers.
Yes, they
Jeez.
are. the
You and Piper have actually started calling them team pack tactics.
Oh God! Dang it! I hate Zoom. Sorry.
Yeah, you froze again.
Oh my God! Just
This is a
kinda-
good picture.
Yeah, it is. You look
It's-
so adorable and
Yeah,
cheerful.
it's fine. We know Zoom is acting up for you.
Are
Yeah,
you using the app or are you using the webpage?
I don't know. I don't know how to get rid of.
No. Are you running Zoom through the app or running it through the webpage?
Apparently it's the app. Do I just turn that off? Or-
No.
The app should be fine. I'm not sure why you're having problems. The app.
Hmm.
Usually the webpage gives you problems.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll have
Yeah.
to fix that then. I will try that then. Oh, that says I'm not signed in. That's nice,
It's like take that free account.
right? Yeah, screw you.
And
Honestly.
as soon as you tell them to behave but enjoy themselves, it's just like a Foot Clan ninja vanish as they all just jump into the crowd at various places.
I'm just having PTSD from watching Hotel Transylvania with the werewolves.
The werewolf cubs.
Yeah.
And Tickles
Yeah.
walks up to the group and joins Piper.
Oh, hello.
Wow, that's a lot of kids.
That is a lot of kids.
Yeah, there's about how many do we have? 8, 9?
Nine, dear, 9.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, Rojan,
Mm-hmm.
do I see Ophelia?
Give me a perception roll. Oh, by the way, we're using live dice now, guys.
Yes, live dice.
First dice roll, guys.
Right. I'm gonna try and see if I can use the app this
No,
time.
I don't
Okay.
see Ophelia.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 2 on the die. I don't see
Oh,
her.
no, you don't see Ophelia. I mean, if you see Ophelia, she's doing her job wrong.
Well,
Or
if
she
I
took
see
a break.
if I see Piper, I see Ophelia. So I don't see her. But I know Piper.
Yeah, if
and-
Piper's around, Ophelia's not far.
So so like so Rose is like sipping on an appletini.
Of course.
There we go. That should be it. Hopefully.
So
Yep.
you know,
Now
so
we just gotta
she-
wait for the other one to vanish.
so she basically, she opens up her hand and she's like, Karen, sweetie.
And Karen pops up.
And she basically, just do mommy a favor and find Ophelia.
And he just gives a salute and hops down, hops off your hand and like runs down your leg and begins to like run through there. Do you like between everyone's legs? Do you activate the eye that you can use to see through it, or are you just letting him do what he needs to do?
I'm gonna let him just run about. If it takes longer than necessary, then I'll look through his eyes to see if there's something
Okay.
wrong. And are any of Tickles' children near me?
Yeah, you've got like 3 of them around the proximity of the wine table.
Swear if you give
One
my
of
kids
them-
wine.
One of them looking a little brighter than the other ones, as you can almost swear there's like tips of flame or little flicks of flame coming off the tips of his fur and off the tip of his tail.
Rat Charizard.
So, is there someone near me who, like a mark, like someone who's like a little tipsy, little pompous?
I know where this is going.
Oh yeah, of course, it's Rose. You know exactly where it's.
You can go ahead and give me a perception check for that.
All right, let's use a different dice. Plus 6, 18.
Yes, you see a dwarf that, even though this is like near this, like maybe the first hour or two of this ball, he is just plastered, and he's kind of like leaning up against like the edge of the wine table, and he's having a conversation with one of the stone pillars that have been like etched into the shape of a dwarf.
Is he military or is he like a royal?
He's not. It doesn't really look like he's military or a royal. Your guess is maybe he's a well-known merchant in the city.
So does he have like a pocket watch or something loose on his person?
Not necessarily a pocket watch, but it looks like one of the coin pouches that he has on his belt is open a little bit.
So, alrighty. So I have the mark. So of the kids who are near me, which one is the closest?
The one that has the like the little wisps of flame coming off of him.
So Rose is gonna call that one over.
Okay.
Like she'll pull like a cookie or a sweet or a candy or something off the wine table and hold it up for the kid.
And he kind of smiles, and you see like his eyes just narrow a little bit, and they have like a little bit of a demonic flare to them, as you just see him kind of vanish out of sight, and then he's right next to you, and there's just like this smell of brimstone, and he just takes the candy.
It's like, I can do that too. Mine's not so noticeable. You want to play a game?
And he just kind of eats the candy wrapper and all.
Savage!
Do I
That's
get more
not-
candy?
You'll get the means to get more candy.
Okay, I like it. What do I do? Do I gotta burn?
No burning. We're gonna learn a new word. It's called subtlety. Yes, I know. It doesn't feel good, does it?
No, No, it
Well-
doesn't.
Well, that's fine. Those of your type need to learn it. Trust me, it'll make you more accomplished when you grow up.
Sure, if it gets more candy.
Alrighty. So I need you to stay perfectly still.
And he kind of just straightens up and just stands like
And
like
then-
he's a statue.
And then she kneels down next to him and she turns him towards the dwarven guy who's like talking to the statue. So I'm gonna do a little bit of magic. And I want you to go over there to that pompous dwarf with his coin purse just happily dangling loosely in the wind.
Oh, you just want me to pick his pocket?
Yes. Not all of it, just some of it. Not enough for
Hmm.
him to actually realize something's been taken, but enough to make him wonder.
How about I do the old switcheroo?
Ooh, what is that?
Do you have an empty bag?
Like she dips into her bag of holding and she just pulls out like a little like an actual coin pouch.
He takes it and he kind of looks over and he reaches up over the wine table. He just grabs a couple of handfuls of like the ice cubes in there and he puts it in the bag. He ties it up. It's like, Rain. As he calls over and like his sister runs over. He's like, I need you to distract that. And so she's like, and she kind of just like, she runs over to him and she jumps and she climbs up onto the pillar, like a little bit upside down. And she just kind of like starts sticking her tongue out of him and like making noise. And you see that it enthralls him for a moment. And he just walks over and he just easily just lifts the bag and just switches it and comes back.
You're quite good. Excellent. So then
He looks in the bag. He's like, that'll do. And he just stuffs it into his like jacket.
and then he whispers in his ear, it's like, don't tell your mommy. You can tell your daddy. He'll understand.
He's like, but mom taught us how to do this.
Your dad's better.
Oh,
Don't let her see it. I'm not going to say that. And he kind of walks away and he kind of like gives you a little pat on the cheek as he walks by.
cheeky little rat bastard.
She's just like think to herself,
Can I get a perception check from you?
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna try and pick my pocket. Don't do
Maybe.
that. Don't pick Auntie's pocket.
Please.
That's 20.
Okay.
So, well, no, it's 20 on the die. So
Okay.
that is 26 total.
All right. Then he just walks them by.
Seriously, did something where I don't notice with a 26? All right, I'm not gonna.
My kids are awesome.
Cosmic Knight, thank you for the follow. I'm only saying that because I rolled a nat 20.
So wait, his
Aw.
perception's higher than my perception.
His sleight of hand.
How much can his sleight of hand be at like a kid?
Demon.
with
He has tiny little rat hands.
even with a 20, he's not gonna have enough. Like
No,
No,
you
yeah.
don't understand. He has tiny
And
little
the
rat
nat
hands
20.
that can fit into all the nooks and crannies.
I need to put that dice away. That's another nat 20 I rolled.
And I mean, he's half demon, so he's probably got a few tricks.
all right, well, if
And I
he
didn't
took
say he
it-
took anything from you.
Yeah, okay. So is his sister still on the pillar, like accosting the?
Nope.
The dwarf?
As soon as she sees her brother walk away, you see her kind of like zip out of sight, and then she's next to you, and she's like, Is that it?
Yep. Make sure you get your cut from your brother.
I didn't even get to stab him. She kind of just like kicks air and she just walks by you.
Get to stab him.
Oh, they are not allowed near my children until they become
Oh.
fine warriors.
Every one of her kids is the walking definition of a bad influence.
Until they're able to wield a weapon, they are not allowed near my children.
Takes after their mother.
I'm gonna look through Kieran's eye just because it's probably been a while and I haven't heard from him.
All right, and like you look into Kieran's eye, and he's up the wall in like a little vent space, and him and Ophelia are kind of just like staring at one another.
Okay. I am going to tell him, see if she's willing to let you know what the score is.
Okay. And as you say that, everyone again hears a very familiar name come out as Kaldros is announced as the hero of Delore. And with him is the lady of the lady of the Grove. I need her name again because of course I gave it something weird. Because why wouldn't I? No.
Wait, the lady of the Grove, is that the drow?
That's
Is
the
that the
drow.
mushroom lady?
That's the drow queen.
Caldros, you sly dog, you.
Yeah, her name is they just refer to her as Lady Fyra. Or Fira.
Thyroid?
Or Fira or Fyra.
Oh, okay. I thought you said thyroid.
No, Fyra. But
Thyroid
as
for
Lady
think-
Thyroid.
but as the two of them walk in, she's no longer like her 8-foot self. She's kind of like shrunk down a bit to her. She's about like 6'5" now. Still very elegant in the way that she moves, dressed in a long flowing white dress. Slung over her back is a very like a dark gray twisted staff with a tri-crystal bit at the top. What does Kaldros look like as he comes into this?
Well, he's not wearing his mask right now, but you can see on his face all the burn marks and whatnot. Looks a little bit like a little bit more well traveled and a little bit quicker to smile. So he's not wearing full armor, but probably something more meant for formal wear than actual battle. But he'll walk in, take a quick scan of the room, and couple steps down and offer his hand to the to Lady Fyra and start moving towards the group.
And she smiles and she takes your hand as she walks down the steps, and as soon as like she hits the bottom landing, she kind of like wraps her arm around yours and kind of just like holds you close as the two of you begin to walk towards the group.
So who's all we got Tickles. Rose isn't there yet, right?
No, Rose is off causing trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
But Ash, Tyrus, Tickles and Piper, Turok, and then Zale and Yith are all like kind of standing together having a conversation.
Where's Cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger's off wheeling and dealing at the moment. There are a lot of prospective merchants here he wants to do business with.
Ah, good old man.
Businessman first.
Business for pleasure.
So I'll walk up. Hey, everyone.
As soon as you get within arm's reach of Zale, she just gives you a big, heavy, hearty clap on the back over your shoulder with perhaps a little bit too much force.
Tevin would be like, "Hey, Zale.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too."
I like you with your mask off. good to see your
Yeah,
face.
that took a little convincing.
You don't like having your mask off?
Thankfully, I have a way with words.
Oh.
Sure you do.
It's nice to see that you're all alive. When I didn't hear back from you, I assumed the worst. And then Caldera showed up again.
Wait, you went back down there, Caldros?
Oh yeah, we completely cleared out those caves.
What?
Oh yes, it was like from one of those like romantic stories that you read. He and his, what did you call them? Crusaders came down into the grove. They eradicated the dragon or the drake that was remaining in the caves, and then they went back up and they chased off the magma dragon.
And you didn't call?
Crusaders?
That they like to call themselves that. The order I trained with.
Us? You brought your order down there instead of us?
Well, we needed to. I'm sorry, I can't abide by like Necro Drake sitting down there.
So I mean, we could have helped. Fight another dragon.
You guys said you wanted time off.
I know, but it's a dragon.
I quite enjoyed the time off.
Ash, we don't need to keep killing your kin, I guess.
They're not really my kin, though.
Zora, you're kind of keep on sliding behind Ash right now.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. Like slowly but surely you're hiding behind Ash.
We should probably move the art further off the frames.
I usually don't sit that far in the corner, so that's my bad. I'm just hiding because I'm like, I don't like this bitch.
And what exactly are the two of you now? Seem awfully close is all I'm saying.
And she kind of smiles. She's like, "Yes, we are close."
Inside check.
Give me one.
Well, after the
my insight. Insight.
After we cleared the tunnels, I went to go take care of some business, and I didn't really have any place I needed to be, so I ended up going back to the Grove.
I rolled a 12.
Felt comfortable, kind of like a little bit more like where I'm from, without all the hatred and murder and whatnot. Anyways,
what did you get for the insight check?
12.
She's not really trying to hide it. She is like incredibly smitten with him.
Ash narrows her eyes.
Well, it seems that you found some measure of happiness anyway. That's good. I'm glad for you.
Thanks, Zale.
You're welcome.
A lot of fun.
And I give him
those,
another slap on the shoulder.
Oh.
So mushroom drow baboos in the future.
Oh god.
Big girl. All right. Anyways, also had a lot of fun with those dwarves and Delure.
They're an interesting lot over there, aren't they?
Yeah, they like to have their fun, that's for sure.
Don't say that too loud. Rose might hear you.
All right. She was quite
She really
interested
wanted
in
to
the ones
go.
that yeah.
I could probably make introductions. I know.
Actually, Rojan did.
Yes, she did. She has the tankard, and she was able to hang out with a couple of the paladins that she met in Kaskar.
Did she see Calderos
No,
by chance?
she did not.
Okay.
she heard of what Kaldros did and how like everyone was like talking so well of him, but she did not run into him while he was in Delore.
Cool. Alrighty.
So you slayed some dragons, made a new friend, and hung out with the dwarves in Delure during the time that we were apart. Quite a bit of traveling you did.
That covers most of it. Yeah.
Most of it.
And I mean, he stayed there, it sounds like.
Well, I mean, you know, tried to find ways to help with what I hope to one day accomplish. But we can get into that later.
Sure, yes. Now is time for celebration and relaxing.
I see a lot of little ones.
Tickles and Piper
Mostly.
brought theirs.
And
Oh boy,
there's a lot of them.
Don't do anything to them.
as you say
I
that,
won't.
you hear Zayla begin to cackle off in the distance
I thought it was
as as you see that she is chasing two of the ratlings who are kind of running in fear from her as she's down on all fours trying to run them down.
Oh, that's cute.
I'll be right back.
Do you need help? Oh,
I got it. This is not the first time.
does that
gonna
happen
go-
often? Yeah.
Chased after her.
Normally with things that she may consider prey, yes. She is a bit of a little hunter.
I mean, that's
She caught a
course.
rabbit the other day. That was
by
impressive.
herself?
Do I
Wow.
know which one she's hunting down?
From the looks of it, she is hunting down the twins.
Oh no.
I don't know if that's
Oh,
bad
she
for her or
chose
the
to take
twins.
on the twins.
She's taking on the twins.
And the twins are running from her.
Now, wait, what?
Yeah, you see that the male Reese is holding his tail as he's running, as if, like, she's already like snapped at it.
Well then,
Sneak attack.
right? So Tickle, she's just going to look and she's like, huh, it's a first for them running away. Huh. Oh, well, not my problem.
Who wants to take bets on percentages? How many of them end up being trickster rogues?
I'll take that bet.
Out of all the kids that I have, I'm surprised those two are running away.
You kind of assume it's because Zayla's a baby and they don't want to get in trouble for hurting a baby.
That might be why.
Like if it was a kid their age, they would have probably just pack tactics the hell out of it.
Oh, that's right. You named it the Pack Tactics
Yeah.
group or something.
Like when they fight, they specifically double team everything that they fight. So they're always getting pack tactics off one another.
Fucking bullies. I love them.
Yeah. Like out of the like the horde of children you have, those are your two bullies. Those are your enforcers.
They are the epitome of the tap tap. What push as the other one
Yeah.
gets down on his hands and knees.
Yep.
So, do I have to, I don't know, roll something to try and catch my
Yep.
child?
It's going to be a dex-based thing because
Okay.
you need to have dexterity when trying to wrangle a child who's running away from you.
Good luck.
I'm gonna need it. I'm not gonna need it. That's a nat 20.
All right, so you catch up to her and you catch her by the scruff of the neck in midair as she was she got close enough to close the gap in order to just like leap on one of them, and you just catch her in midair and her legs are like kicking. She's kind of like whimpering at it because she wants the toys.
What did I tell you about trying to eat other creatures at this gathering?
Yummy. as like she points out, and like you could see why she figures it, because they look like large rodents.
Those are not food. Those are other children. We do not eat other children unless we ask first.
And she points to one of them looking at you with like big puppy dog eyes. She's like, eat?
No.
And she kind of like lowers her head and gives like a little whimper.
I carry her back to the group, just kind of like holding her under one arm.
Footballing her?
Yeah.
Tickles will go over to her twins, and she's gonna be like, "What did you two do?"
Nothing. We just tried to pet her. She was a dog. And then she like bit at Reese's tail, and then she chased us.
Okay, next time, that little one, you don't pet. Okay, the big one, you don't pet. All right? The only one that pets the big one is me.
They're like, okay.
All right, so now go do mischief somewhere else. And not to other kids. Be nice to all the kids here.
Got it. No kids, only adults. And they just both run off.
And she screams in the room. That goes to all you other ones.
It's just like almost in unison. You can hear, yes, ma'am.
Ash leans over to Turok and she's like, "Are you looking forward to that when they're older?"
And he kind of laughs like, oh, ours are going to be worse. Orc boys are a handful when they start growing up.
Oh.
Okay, they'll just be beating the crap out of each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hope Ash is ready for like WWE style fights happening like every day. Just like them throwing each other through the walls and stuff.
There's none of this. My dad's gonna beat up your dad. No, my kids are gonna beat up your dad.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? He started it.
Well, they're gonna finish it. Anyway.
So as Zale like football carries the child back to the group, there is one other announcement that catches even Rose's ear.
I don't know.
As the crier announces the Lord, what is it? Yeah, the Lord of Oak's Bounty, Tanner Longhorn, and the first druid, Molly, and I forget what Molly's last name is.
Her name is Kamalea Ailes.
And that's how they announce it.
Wait, so
and as you see Molly walking arm in arm down the steps with a human glamour on him, but you could totally tell it's the Lord of the Hunt.
And I didn't notice any of that stuff while I'm like hanging out in Oak's Bounty this whole time.
Nope.
Like, am I just stupid? What the hell?
No, he's just been sneaking away when you were off doing other things.
She was pretty busy. Plus, all right, so that's. I mean, kudos to her. She had, she said she was gonna catch Lure of the Hunt. She apparently caught Lure of the Hunt.
No, there was no catching.
Yeah, okay.
It just happens.
I just threw a master ball at him.
No competition, just a master ball.
Yep, it was hacked. 0% escape chance.
Ash swoons on the inside.
Roll for jealousy check.
Yeah, right.
Right.
As far as what she's wearing, there you go.
Oh wow.
That's her ball gown.
Okay.
that image is perfect.
It's so perfect.
She's Peter Pan. I'm sorry. I love you.
It's about right.
Peter Pan ain't got nothing on me.
hand was always played by a woman, so.
Traditionally, yes.
Who is that on his arm?
I think. Wait, who?
Yeah.
Molly or
I
the other person?
recognize
Oh,
those markings. Is that her?
she was addressed as Kamalea, so it's not a name you're used to.
That's obviously Molly.
With no dreads and brushed out hair.
Yeah, it does.
No.
It looks just like another Goliath.
Well, no, Rose would recognize Molly with straight ass hair because Rose paid to have that rat's nest.
Yeah, but
No, that
her
was
hair
her blonde hair. That was the blonde
was
hair.
icy white at the time. She still didn't have a soul.
That was when she was 10. Her hair changed.
True.
Her hair changed into like dreads when she got her soul. But Molly, you see a small section of your family a little bit of ways in front of you. Like you could see Ash totally looking like almost trying to like put two and two together at what's going on, or she doesn't really know who that is,
Or she's just checking out your arm candy.
or she's just checking out Forest Thor. I mean, that could be a thing too.
I mean, obviously her type's the woodsy type, so I mean,
keep thinking it's actually, fucking Chris.
Does Rose recognize the Lord of the Hunt in his human form?
He has been in that form numerous times when you guys have gone on scouting missions.
All right.
just less headdress.
He doesn't have a headdress on right now. It's just he's got his hair is done in like a very long braid, and he has just a very he's got like a soft brown vest on underneath or on top of an open chest green shirt.
Damn, his hair is even mimicking Turok's. Hey.
Hi.
Rojan, just go ahead and put a picture on me. I'm frozen.
No, it's fine. We could just.
I mean, you're
We'll
moving
just-
for us.
Yeah, we'll just leave we'll just leave the frozen image.
Oh my god. Okay, fine.
I mean, you're so cute.
Debatable, but okay.
I mean, who knows? It may unfreeze and then,
I wonder if I do this. Give me a second. Which one of these cams are Groudon? But yeah, Molly, so you're walking up on your family, and it doesn't look like any of them may know who you are. Maybe except for Zale, who would know the smell.
Well, the waft coming off of her smells a lot like mistletoe. And the moment she sees Zale, there's a little tilt in her head.
And you can see the little puppy underneath, like flailing its arms.
And she takes a moment and she gives Tanner's arm a very light squeeze. I'll be back in a moment.
That's okay. I have to go say hi to someone as well.
All right.
Coming to me.
Yep.
Damn it.
And she ascends down the stairs very slowly, very casually. And she meanders into the small little group. Well, not small, but into the group. And she leans in, and no hesitation, she just buries her face into the side of Zale's neck like a light bite. Like the little love nuzzle that she does.
That's hot.
Ew.
Would I?
The light bulb goes off in her head.
Would I know at this point? Because I believe she's done that a fair number of times.
It's a very familiar sign of affection between the two of you.
I just kind of reach up with my free hand and kind of hold on to the back of her head and give her a little kiss on the forehead. And then kind of rub my thumb across her head where
the mark is still very much there.
Where that mark was put. And I just give her a big toothy smile. But you do now notice there are 2 gold teeth instead of 1.
I do.
And as like the two of you are having this touching moment, you feel something gnawing on your arm, Molly.
like almost just doesn't even hesitate because she spent enough time around Zale and with other gnolls that she kind of understands it's like puppy teething. She's just like, and she just kind of gently rolls her arm and just kind of scoops her out of Zale's arms, like, I'm gonna go spend time with my sister. And she just walks off with her.
Gnoll napping.
Okay.
And then out of nowhere, after Ash passes the baby off again, runs up behind Molly and just gives her a big hug from behind.
And she's got this pup in her arms. She just leans back into her, just like, hi, Ash.
Where have you been?
You know, it's a really long story. We'll have to sit around a campfire.
I hope we do. I've missed you.
I've missed you. And she just kind of looks over her shoulder and she sees two little baboos in Turok's arms. She's just like you could tell she's tempted to reach out for them and steal/borrow.
Yeah, we should have asked you for a nanny.
Yeah, Molly's just the babysitter.
No.
Big sister's the babysitter.
I have first dibs. She's my daughter.
She gets all three.
So, why do I hear crab rave?
Oh, I am sorry. That's my I am so sorry.
I'm just like, why do I hear crab rave going on?
Oh my god.
So Turok kind of looks over at Ash. He's like, is it okay?
I think that's fine.
And he walks over and he's like, I forget which one is which, but one's Dalen, one's Kel.
And she takes a moment and she just like slings her over and lets her just like hold on to her back, and she just reaches for the two boys.
So the moment she gets onto your back, she kind of scurries up, and she's now standing on standing on your shoulders with her her front paws on your head, looking around.
Molly,
Yes.
be careful. She likes to bite ears.
That's okay. They're protected. And she shows how big the rhinestones in her ear have gotten.
Yeah, we thought we protected ours too.
As she bites into it.
Mine are just teething, so I think you're fine.
It's a good thing my
Molly's
flesh is
becoming a tree of
made
munchkins.
stone. Pretty much.
Tree of Munchkins. Tree of Munchkins. Story of my life when my nephews and nieces are over.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
So as all that is going on, Tanner comes up next to Rose. I hope you
like do I see him coming towards
Oh
me?
yeah. He kind of gives you a nod as he's walking towards you.
So like as he's walking towards me, I'm just gonna like snatch, like a drink off a passing tray or a table and hand it to him as he gets close by.
And he takes it from you, and he takes a drink and he looks around. So, you seen anything around recently?
Yeah.
Well, there's no one here worth killing, if that's what you're asking.
No, we made sure of that. We may have gotten the list ahead of time.
No, just falling into old habits.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you should go say hi to your family. And he kind of motions over to the group.
She puts one hand over her eye and she looks through Kieran's eye and she wants to see what Kieran and Ophelia are up to.
Ophelia's gone.
Oh.
And Kieran is still standing there.
Is he okay?
Mm-hmm.
Karen, what are you doing?
And just like that, you see him like bolt out of the vent, and he runs back down, just like blazing through people, and he runs back up and he goes into your arm.
Is he okay?
He's okay. And you just got the feeling that for some reason he lost her and he couldn't find her, and he sort of panicked. Almost as if she was there for 1 minute and then she was gone.
Well, it's kind of her thing.
That image.
Oh dear.
Well, I mean, so Rose like grabs a fresh glass and she goes, "Well, I guess it's gone on long enough." And she grabs his arm and walks with him towards the rest of the party.
Okay. And as he's walking by, he kind of guides Molly back to the group with like the kids. And he kind of smiles. He's like, "It's family time." Family time.
And when Rose gets up in front of everyone, she's like, "Yeah, seems to have done all you well."
Oh, Rose, there
Rose,
you are.
When did you get here?
And you just hear a slap as Yith is just face palming.
Ash definitely lets it know that she's just like, "Oh yeah, no, we knew."
Zale is just really bad at hiding that she knew.
I didn't. Hi.
There's a party with a lot of open pockets.
Well, yeah, there kind of is. Yeah, there is.
That's okay. I've learned my lesson. No pockets.
Where do you keep your stuff? You know, I don't want to know. I
No. That's what cleavage is for.
Now that I have them.
yes.
Where do you think I keep my coins?
He just looks at you with a blank stare. She's like, "What?"
And you hear Yith like just mention the first conversation to be had once everybody's together.
Are you really surprised, Yes?
I was kind of hoping that they may have matured a bit, but I guess that was hoping a bit too much.
Hey, I've
You'd have to
matured.
wait another 10 years, maybe.
We've matured. It's called the breaking the ice.
Look, I became a mom. Leave me alone. All right? So you know how
You did that before we separated.
That's true.
Well, I was away for most of the time.
What were you up to anyway? Knowing how you are tickles.
Yeah, I thought you weren't going to hurt yourself. Now look at your arm. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Well, funny story about that.
Is it a funny story? Is it ever a funny story to lose a limb?
No, you're right.
I look over at Zale. Oh shit.
Funny enough, I can make them. Anyway, so you know how the last time we were like, what was it? What was that place called again? Something to do with the Caldress. That where she's from. That place. I'm horrible at names. Sorry.
Underground.
The Grove.
Yes, the Grove. And we went to go fight the dragons. Well, I kind of drank some river water.
You drank the water?
Yes, I remember that.
No,
Yeah.
as Fira cuts, is like, you drank the water?
Yeah, I kind of drank the
And-
water.
You're not dead.
She drank the Kool-Aid.
Was it the poison?
No, it turns out that I was slowly turning into a mushroom person.
No, you weren't turning into a mushroom person, dear. You were turning into a mushroom.
Oh, just a mushroom in general.
Those waters are cursed.
Oh, tickles.
Yeah.
Tickles.
Yeah.
I've waited a year to say this. I told you not to drink that water.
You weren't even there.
Yes, I was. I was right beside you when you did it.
Really?
We were there.
Yes.
Were you? I thought you were
Yes,
behind
no,
me.
she was on your butt.
Oh,
No,
she
we were
was.
there.
Well then. I mean, it was good water. It was good. It was a little.
Clearly, it wasn't.
At the time, it was. It was
It
fine.
was moldy.
It wasn't. It was perfectly.
Okay, Tickles, stop
green.
drinking strange water, just like how Zale needs to stop eating everything.
Okay.
That
turned
things
to-
happen when you drink and eat things, okay? Like that.
All right. I'll
I
stop.
turned to Fyra. You know, I could take care of that. You know, getting rid of curses is kind of something that I can do.
No, my dear. It's a natural defense for our grove.
Yeah, she's over to Zale. Did she just say my dear?
For my children, it's a sense of nourishment. For those who are outside of the residents of our grove, it turns them into mushrooms, which then we can harvest.
All right.
So you're obviously not a mushroom.
Yes, I am totally
As
not
far
a,
as we
not a
know.
mushroom. As so far, and she's like, okay, I don't have mushroom. Yes, I'm good. All right, we're good. All right. Let's see here. So I had to go to, I was about to say Arcastus to kind of fix that issue, and then I learned some unique ways on how to build more things.
I apologize for interrupting you again, Tickles. You were in Arcastus and you couldn't bother stopping by Dagger Tree.
Ooh.
I was training. Sorry.
That's no excuse.
Look, it was very harsh training.
That's no excuse, Tickles.
Is that
I
why you
couldn't-
find some of my letters after
I
all?
couldn't leave. Yes.
While they're doing that, like Rose reaches into her bag of holding and pulls out her like ever filling like tankard, and
Yep.
she just pops the lid and starts drinking.
Holy crap! You got one of those. Nice. Anyway, yes.
What is it?
Yeah, Calderos, you recognize what it is, as it's one of the.
I just kind of smirk and laugh a little.
So you were training
Yes.
in
I was.
Arcastus.
Yes.
Are you a mage now?
Kind of. I mean,
Or magic?
no. I just build things.
I don't think that's what mages do, Tickles.
I mean, I can cast some magic. I can cast magic. Yeah,
we
yeah.
knew that before.
Yeah, that's true. Let's just say I just build things.
Right.
Like with Tickles' clumsy explanation of what she can do, can I get an Arcana check?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to do it at disadvantage, as you don't really have a lot of experience with the Arcastus itself or any of its inner workings.
Alrighty.
And I feel like Zale is kind of tiptoeing around saying, are you telling me you build the things that my people been fighting for generations?
Yes.
She wasn't there for that.
The low roll's 14.
14. Yeah, even with a 14, you know that the way she's trying to beat around the bush is she's some sort of, you would guess some sort of machine like mage. While mages themselves would cast spells and everything, these sort of mages use machinery to cast their spells.
So with a 14, would she know enough to know that she's either an alchemist or trying to become an artillerist?
You would not.
All right.
No, because anything that you've recalled is only from third hand.
So Rose is gonna go while she takes a big sip from her tankard. She's like, so you learned the Arcastus machine magic?
Yes. Speaking of which, I can make prosthetics. Yif, you need another arm?
He kind of smiles like, no, that is okay, Tickles. I'm good with this.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Believe me, he and I have had this conversation many times.
Do you know
Okay.
how bad I feel?
Why?
Well, she was the one that cut it off, if you don't remember.
No, I remember. It's a mark of honor.
But I still feel bad.
Don't.
Okay. But You ever change your mind? I'm right here. Yeah.
What you
Actually, good to know.
is he kind of holds up his arm and he's like, what this represents is you lot freeing me from the bonds of the elder brain. I can't just erase that part of history.
It's a symbol of victory.
That's fair.
Understandable.
Not to mention anytime I have to get my way, I can just throw it in Zale's face that I beat her with literally one arm tied behind my back.
That's impressive.
The time
As he just
for that
gives he just gives you like a very sly grin.
So, are you two officially like? What's the Knoll equivalent to like marriage?
Mates?
Is it just mates? That's it? Like nothing else?
Yeah, we don't really have any sort of like bonding ceremony.
No, but you in your societies, yes, I guess it would be considered a marriage-like situation.
Okay, but that was already beforehand.
Oh,
Weird.
long beforehand.
Okay, I just didn't know if there was like a thing.
Not really.
Okay. And
Is that-
and you two, as I point over to Caldros, you two are what?
Bonded in some way.
Yeah.
And she kind of smiles. She looks down at Calderos because she knows it kind of makes him a little uncomfortable, and she likes to tease him with it. It's like, yes, my dear, what are we?
Do you have a ceremony planned, or
We could do it here.
Now I have an out of character question.
Mhm.
Now, does Calderos still begrudgingly hold on to the remnants of Drow society, which is why he's uncomfortable? Or is, that's just his own actual nature? Because, the Drow society is matriarchal,
Mhm.
so.
He has no problem with matriarchal society, but the way the Drows do it is particularly nasty.
Oh,
yeah.
But
No, it's more he's just uncomfortable.
yeah, because like if you look at the way that they interact with one another, it's nothing like you would know from Drow society. They are very comfortable with one another. They are very affectionate with one another. It's not like, haha, I own you style thing.
Aw, they're lovers. That's cute.
So yeah, what are you?
Together.
So you
And
guys are.
she kind of laughs and just like pulls him a little closer.
So
think
when are
that's
we
all we're
expecting
going to get.
kids?
Tickles.
What?
and how
That's a
many?
little rude.
I'm going to
Exactly.
reach into my
Ew.
own bag, pull out a small cask, and
Yeah.
pop that open and start chugging.
Why is everyone bringing in their bags?
Now, as you see that he like, whereas Rose brought out like a Delore ever-filling mug, he pulls out this cask with like these dwarven runes that are like etched around the gold bands of it as well.
I just
Are you
want to point
guys,
out.
are you
that
guys
thing's
not
cool.
enjoying the wine? I mean, the wine is delicious
And-
here. I don't
and-
know
and-
why we're
thank
bringing out
you.
our own drinks.
And she kind of puts her hand over yours. She's like, my dear, you know what that does to you if you just drink it right off.
But it's really good.
Like,
Save it for later.
Rose will. Do the marbles still work?
Yep.
So Rose would look at Calderos and like just do a direct link and ask Calderos directly, "Did you join the order?"
No, but they were a lot of fun to party with.
We know Caldros is the party boy.
And she goes, "Aren't they?"
Yeah, they kind of they kind of really like that I got them like 100 years of their history back by chasing off that magma dragon. So they kind of insisted.
Oh, they forced you. What great pals.
Oh no, this is a private conversation.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna get more wine because there's like an awkward silence where they're just smiling at each other, and she's like,
As you go to turn away, Turok's already there with like 4 glasses of wine in his hand.
"Oh, thank you so much, dear."
Can I get some? I'm gonna need some.
And he kind of he hands one of the 4 to Tickles.
She immediately chugs it.
Anyone else?
Oh, thank you.
No, but that reminds me. Dale's
Tyrus
gonna
holds out his hand.
Dale's gonna give a bit of a yip to get Zayla's attention. She's gonna reach into a little pouch that she has and pull out what looks like a beetle at quick glance.
And Molly, you can feel Zayla like wiggling her butt at the sight of the beetle.
I'm gonna hold it out in front of me, like it's just on the tip of my thumb. Like I'm gonna flick it into the air. I go to make the motion, but I don't do it.
Oh God.
And she
do it a couple more times.
She like every time they go to do it, she kind of like goes to jump but stop. It's kind of like shaking Molly's head as she's doing that.
And then I flick it up into the air.
And as soon as it takes to the air, you have Molly, you have this little knoll pup just launch off of your head towards it, and she catches the beetle in midair and she comes crashing into Zale.
Snack time.
Did you just teach your kid how to eat?
Everyone has to eat. Do you want one, Tickles? She pulls another beetle out of the little bag and kind of holds it out to Tickles.
And okay, because like as Zale is eating one, she looks it up and she's like kind of like trying to grab at that one.
Does she just like put it in her mouth and
she just puts it in her mouth?
Okay.
She's seen some shit already to like.
So
I don't care.
Trying to eat that is like trying to eat a pistachio with its shell still on.
Oh, well then.
Knowles can do it because they have really strong teeth.
Tickles, go ahead and give me a Constitution roll here.
God damn it. Okay. What is it? Save or just a check?
Just a check. Just a check.
Con check, and it's at.
It's D20 plus your con mod.
Okay. No, I got a 4.
Okay, you go to you bite on it and it just it feels like you're chewing a rock and you kind of cough it out and it just goes to the floor.
Yeah. Oh. I tried. I'm sorry.
And you may want to pull the shell off first.
As soon as that happens, Zayla kind of like squirms out of Zale's arms, just pounces onto it and just eats it.
My first roll and it's a 2.
I think I will be back, and I'm gonna go ahead with my free hand, reach inside Turok's little like side bag, and just kind of hold it in my hand and start walking. And I'm gonna try to look for my brother.
Okay. And it's not hard to find him. He's off in the corner conversing with a couple of the beer paladins, funny enough. But it seems that the 2 paladins he's talking with he's very familiar with.
She's assuming it's probably business related, and she's gonna go up to him. Have you seen Myra?
Myra. My dear wife was showing her about to some of the ladies of the court.
You haven't noticed her playing with any of the other children, have you?
Not that I noticed, no. Is that a bad thing?
I don't know yet. I'll go look for her.
You leave my kids out of it.
And she'll go ahead and she'll kiss him on the cheek and she'll go wander and try to look for Guinevere.
Gwen.
Because I keep pointing to Gwen. I don't remember if it's Guinevere or Gwen. God, I have the name in here.
Gwendolyn.
Because no, that's another one I was thinking of.
I think it's Guinevere.
Or were you thinking of Genevieve?
Genevieve! know it because I always call her Guinevere and it's wrong. That's why I was like, no, it's not it.
That's
Nope.
all right. I had to like rush to find my notes too because I was gonna call her Guinevere.
Yep.
And again, it doesn't take you too long to find Genevieve. She's sitting on one of like the high back chairs near one of the back walls, and she's got a couple of the ladies of the Cascar courts, along with a couple of like noble dignitaries from the areas around. And they're all just like, conversing and kind of like fawning over how cute Mira is.
I'm going to try to get Mira's attention, and I'm going to kind of like flash her my hand and show that I have like a cookie in my hand.
I see you're using the Molly technique.
I am. Troc loves his cookies too.
Let's see.
And try to get her like to come over to me.
And she kind of like moves moves Genevieve's hand. She points over to you, and she smiles and she puts the little one down. She comes running over to you.
And I go and I scoop her up and I hand her the cookie.
And much like Molly, she just shoves the entire thing in her mouth.
Oh my god.
Are you having fun at the party?
Mm-hmm.
Are you having fun with mommy?
Mm-hmm.
Have you played with any of the other kids?
Mm-mm.
Well, if you do, be careful, okay? They can be rough and tough. But you're tougher, okay?
And she just like whispers, punch them in the throat.
Punch them in the throat. She got that from her father.
Because you take them down quickly.
No, she got that from Turok.
Because you take them down quickly. Have you seen Grandpa?
And she points over near the back where the where normally the Cascar royalty would sit, or the one who was overseeing Cascar. But surprisingly enough, there is no overseer this year.
What happened to the puppet that Piper put in place?
He's a puppet.
Well, should
He's
he be
not up there.
Is Piper up there?
Piper is not up there.
Is it empty?
It is empty.
That's bold. That's out and out dictating that, someone else is in charge.
Piper's had an interesting year.
I will go ahead and I'll kiss her on the cheek and I'll hand her back to Genevieve. I was like, Guinevere. God damn it.
Can I get a check to notice that the puppet?
Oh yeah, you could totally get a check to. You can totally get a history check if you want.
I mean,
perception. Yeah, you can do a perception.
Would she know? Yeah.
She would know because Piper brought her in on the whole thing.
Yeah. Rose and Piper set this whole thing up. What are you talking about?
That's right. That's right. Piper keeping secrets from her wife.
That was cocked. Let me roll a different die. Because I couldn't tell. Okay, that's 20.
Oh yeah, you fully are aware of the power play that's at hand.
Do I see Piper?
Yeah, he's standing. He's standing right near you. He's like arm in arm with Tickles.
He's arm in arm with Tickles. Is there any music going on right now?
Mm-hmm.
Rose is gonna walk up to Piper and look at Tickles and look at Piper and grab Piper's hand and go, I need to borrow your husband. And then take Piper onto the dance floor.
Okay.
Or she does. I'm going to say why.
It's business, dear. It's business.
She's just going to give a wonderful grumble because every time she doesn't like it when it's business, even though she already knows that for some reason business is always before her in a way. Kind of. Not really. But
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'm calling bullshit on that.
I know it's not. No, it's usually her before business. So, um, but she's going like, fine, have your little games, and she just kind of glares at
Fine, keep your secrets.
Aw.
secrets.
Ticky's jealous.
Don't worry, she'll get her she'll get
Tyrus.
answers out of them.
Tyrus, you need a perception roll from you.
Oh,
Sure.
oh no, is it my kids?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, please.
Perception. 12, 5, 17.
As you're enjoying the festivities at the party, something catches your eye a little bit off to the side. As the crowd, the crowds are like dancing around the dance floor. You notice this small blonde child dressed in like this commoner type clothing, just like this brown shirt, brown pants, worn cobbled shoes, and kind of like looking around, and he kind of looks at you and he's doing this to you.
Okay. Oh, look, everyone, excuse me a moment. And I walk over to where the child is.
Okay. And you begin to like push through the crowd, and he's now over near like the back wall, and he keeps motioning for you.
Okay. I keep following.
Right, and he waits till you get. He just stands there waiting for you to get close, and he kind of like has something in his hand.
Is he holding it out?
Yeah, he's kind of holding it out to you.
Okay. I reach down and take whatever he's holding.
And
God, don't accept
as you take it, you kind of get another one of those flashes that you did with a sword. As you, it's just you're like in your own body, but a little bit shorter. As you're walking through a hallway of a house, and you come to a wooden door with a little wooden nameplate that says Tyrus. And when you open it up, you kind of like snap back into the ballroom, holding.
Is it a place that I recognize?
I'll let you give me a history check on that one.
Okay. History. 10.
Not with a 10, but you are now holding that that broken and burnt piece of wood with your name etched into it.
Well, this just keeps getting weirder. Okay. I tuck it into one of the pouches I have with me. Okay.
And as you kind of look up, like almost burnt into the wall, you see the name Talder.
Okay.
Talder.
Thank you.
Too long, didn't read.
But nobody else seems to either notice this burning into the wall, or even seems to be paying any sort of attention to it.
Okay.
But did any of us see him walk off?
Yeah, he said, "Excuse me" for a
He said
moment.
he'd be right back.
Oh, okay.
We don't know that this thing's going on, so he's just we're all still doing our own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is not out of the ordinary for Tyrus.
He's got a snake wee.
Well, Tyrus hastily scribbles the name down on a piece of paper and puts it away.
And as he put the paper away, it's no longer on the wall.
Okay. Now, is this the first time this has happened
in a while
the
since
past year?
since the sword.
Okay. Well, I assume the small child is totally gone.
Totally gone. No sign of him.
I turn heel and walk back to where everyone is.
Alrighty. And I think that's probably a good place to, I'm not ending it, by the way. It's a good place to take our break, seeing as how we're over by a lot.
Oh yeah.
So
Role play.
let's go ahead and take that first break of the night.
First break of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
But stick with us, guys. We're going to get up, get some of the drink and all the fun stuff. We will be right back. All right, we are back.
Yeah, the original is Elijah Jusku, right?
We're back.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
And like the walkie-talkies
Oh,
they
I'm
use are
muted.
those
Hi.
massive ones that they have to like hold with two hands. It's great.
So
Yes.
the rest of the night passes.
Yes.
Rose, you learn that Piper has made an extreme power play when it comes to Cascar and is now sort of overseeing operations on his own.
Okay.
The way that he explains it to you, it's to block out any sort of Fey interference, as Cascar is the only passage from the Middle Realm to the north.
So I was gonna ask. I take it the mother's working with the court.
Oh, the exact opposite. You mean you haven't been in contact with her?
I haven't talked to anyone yet. The only one I've been in contact with is over this last time has been the Lord of the Hunt.
Your family has turned its back on the Queen. In your father's words, we don't side with those who screw the family.
Like Rose is a total daddy's girl. Like no one really knows. Like aside from like her mom.
Like those inside the quote unquote family.
Yeah, like Rose is like a total daddy's girl.
Daddy's little princess.
Yeah. And like Piper saying that, she kind of breaks down. Like she kind of falls to her knees crying.
Oh, baby, let me love you. Don't be
He's
crying.
like, if you need to see them, they are currently in Glimmercross, staying with a little friend of yours.
I know where. I was scared most that.
Trust me, it caught everyone off guard when they did that. But the moment that they heard the choice that you made and what you were marked as, they were one of the first to turn their backs on the courts.
And when he says like what you're marked as, she rubs her hand where her tattoo of traitor is still broadly visible. I figure it's something I can't cover.
No, you can cover. You put a glove over it. Nobody can see it.
Okay, I figured it'd be like, one of those, like, you try to cover it, it burns its way through.
Nah, it's just
like,
a black mark.
It's like there's no hiding what you are.
No, like if you were to wear gloves or anything that covers your hand, it would cover it perfectly fine.
Alrighty, so then she would definitely would have gloves on, just because it's not something she likes to display openly. But she would rub her hand when he mentions it. And she's like, I can't believe they did that.
You know how your family is. Out of everything that they are, the backstabbers, the art thieves, everything, they're family first. And especially when it's you.
She whispers an umbral to herself, but out loud, like a whisper. She should have had more faith. But she gets up and she composes herself and wipes her eyes. And then she's like trying to change the subject so she can like get control of her emotions. So why is Ophelia skulking about? If
security, as you can probably imagine, this place is still atrocious with it.
Yes, I was able to slip into the same means I used last time.
And that's why I have Ophelia.
She goes, I have no fondness for demon kind, but I do thank you.
You should never have fondness for mankind. We aren't a trustworthy lot.
Oh, I know, but
I mean, to be honest, the only reason
turn is a good turn.
The only reason why I give any of you the time of day is because my wife is friends with you.
Sure.
If you were anyone else, I would have probably already had your souls in a couple rats.
Good to know.
And the two of you continue the dance. And then throughout the rest of the night, you enjoy each other's company. You visit with one another. Family members come in and out having conversations. And it's just a nice day.
There is one thing that I want to do at some point during this night.
And what is that?
I'm going to be keeping an eye on this Tanner fellow. And I'm going to wait until I see him kind of off near a wall somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when that time comes, if it does, I'm going to hand Zayla off to Yith. Like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go over to where Tanner is. And I'm going to inject myself into his vision, placing my hand on the wall kind of in front of him.
He smiles and Zale.
So, you and Molly.
What about us?
That's what I'm asking.
Do you have a problem with our courtship?
So there is a courtship. How long has this been going on?
Couple months, maybe.
And do you care for her the way that she cares for you?
He kind of laughs and he puts his head on his forehead. He's like, "Are you really giving me the mortal talk?"
Pretty sure I'm the one asking questions here.
You are.
Does Zale
Yeah, Mom.
know? Does Zale know Tanner is Lure the Hunt?
She knows.
Okay.
As he kind of like places a hand on Zale's shoulder, like, "Look, I'm not one of those stick it in anything that moves type of gods, if that's what you're worried about."
I'm just being cautious. She is my daughter, after all.
As a mother should be. But you have nothing to worry about.
Good. Make sure it stays that way.
I'm not the troublemaker of the group.
Just so you know, just so it's said. If you do anything...
Yes, you'll rip off my head, piss down my throat, and use my carcass as a toboggan.
A visual I did not want.
Well, now I will. Just make sure that you keep her safe. I'm going to kind of clasp him on the shoulders. I'll be watching, young man.
And he kind of
walk back over to the group.
He kind of laughs. He's like, I am more than a couple millennia older than you are.
And I just kind of wave my hand in the air dismissively as I'm walking back to the group.
Be quiet, peasant.
Be quiet, peasant. The queen has spoken.
she's like millennia, schmillennia. Yeah, you're stupid, my daughter.
Quiet Nines of 10 is speaking.
I have spoken.
And after the comedic talk between the two of them, everyone retires off to their
For
own.
the record, Ash warns her family to be wary of Caldross.
Okay. And
Like,
when,
hey,
Oh
remember
yeah,
that
they're
guy
going
I
to be
told you
wary of
about?
me. Sure.
when
I was like-
when you like warn them about Caldross, your brother actually makes it his intent to go over and say hi, and it's like kind of like poking the bear.
Oh
Oh my
no.
god.
Oh no!
What
And
did you
I've
expect?
told
What
them
did you
about him
expect?
too. Oh god!
But Laris is polite and cordial and everything. But
And I throw it right back at him, step for step.
yep, it's like you look at the two of them; they're kind of like peacocking off of one another.
Oh god!
Like they're trying to intimidate each other.
Oh god!
And like,
No, that's not how I would play it. That's not.
well,
how
that's
I
how
would play it.
that's how Larius is playing it. He's kind of like trying to like kind of show you that he is actually a vampire and stuff like that, and trying to get you to
Oh,
like
bro,
take a
bro.
swing.
Oh no! bro.
As if Caldross didn't know, like right off the bat.
Oh yeah, he's not even making it. He's not even making it, trying to hide it. He's kind of like flashing a smile and showing his fangs and everything.
I just see your brother like, hi.
It's like,
Hello there.
He's just like, sorry.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
something in my
Something
pee.
in my fang. Hang on.
It's like normally Lyris is like the proper gentleman and the textbook knight, but any chance that he gets to antagonize like the hunters, he does it. He takes pleasure in it. Even if they know he's doing it, it makes it 10 times better for him. Because he knows in a polite situation, they will not do anything.
Wow, what a dick. I like him.
But yeah, that's not how I play it back. I would entirely play it back, just letting everything slide and acting like nothing phases me.
Ash is just like, oh god, he's being a dick.
And as
Brother, what did
as
you
the
expect?
conversation goes on, Lyris calms down.
Oh thank god.
And at the end of the conversation, he kind of clasps you on the shoulder. You're better than the rest of them. I like you.
Aw.
Keep Ash safe.
One of the things that I do. One.
Bitch.
And I'll put out my hand.
And he takes your hand as well.
I down my glass of wine. Just like
Well then.
oh God.
And like as they separate,
Turok, get me another.
he comes back to Ash. He's like, he passes.
Thank you.
Oh no, that was for
Give
my
me a heart-
that was for my enjoyment. I was kind of hoping he'd take a swing at me. It's been a while since I've tangoed with one of them.
Yeah, not the right place here, Elias. Not the right place.
Oh, I would think this is the right place. I have the advantage.
That's
He
Ah!
always has the advantage.
He is the
No.
advantage. Wait, what?
I know Keldros is my friend. I know you could totally kick his ass, but this is not the place.
See, that's the thing. Caldrus can see the power level above him. You can see the power gap. You can't because my
Not
camera
the
doesn't go that
place.
high, but he can see the power gap.
He's
What
like,
kind of message is this showing to your daughter? Who's probably not even paying attention, but still.
as he crosses his arms and looks at you. Really? Who taught her punch them in the throat?
Okay, you know what? In my
She
defense,
was standing on me this morning and she was looking me dead in the eye when she said that.
okay.
Even
that's-
even as a
my
child,
bad.
that's scary.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
In my
know
defense,
I know
I
we're
left the room for
vampires.
5 minutes. I am so sorry. I left the room for 5 minutes. That's on me.
I know we're vampires, but that's some creepy shit, Ash.
Yeah, well, it's an orc thing, okay? That's the whole punch each other and all that good stuff, okay?
My
That's why
daughter's not an
sometimes-
orc.
Well, she's tough. She can take it. She's a vampire.
Oh boy.
At least it wasn't one of the other go-to
Well,
like
that's pretty
quick
funny.
moves.
It's pretty funny when she does it too, though. It's actually kind of funny.
I can't tell if she's playing or if she's serious.
Oh, she's playing. She's fine.
So,
It's
a
fine.
Rojan,
Mm-hmm.
like, partway through the night, Rose is gonna head over towards Genevieve, and she's like, while she's doing it, she's gonna, she's in her mind, she's like she's beyond paranoid as far as who or what she can trust.
Mm-hmm.
So before she heads over to Genevieve, she takes off her gloves, so her brand is 100% visible. And as she's walking towards Genevieve, she just like grabs a chair, like a tall back,
Mm-hmm.
and just drags it with her, and just she sits in it backwards, straddling the chair with like her arms over it. Not very ladylike.
Captain America style.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh well,
Hey,
she's
kids.
well, no. I mean, she's in a pantsuit. I mean, it's it's like the back is like,
Yeah.
like her front is on the back of the chair.
Yeah, that's Captain
Yeah.
America style.
Yeah,
You can't
Captain
just
America.
sit around and just
So
like
you betrayed the
howdy.
Fey Court.
Is she saying it in common, or is she?
No. I was making the joke because the Captain
It's the
America
Captain
meme.
America joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
As she notices you and like she doesn't even let you sit down. As she, like the moment she notices you, she gets up and quickly walks to you, and still with her daughter in her arms, she just pulls you into a very tight hug.
I'll squeeze the child.
And like you feel like these little arms wrapping around you as well.
And she talks to her in Umbral, and she's like, thank you. I hoped you were still someone I could call friend.
She kind of breaks the hug for a moment, and she like lifts up like the little lace glove that she has, and you can see that she's got the mark as well.
Oh wow.
I was marked when I chose Laius over the queen.
Funny. At least one of us got to be with someone from the family.
And she kind of gives you like a sad look for a moment. I heard what you did.
Ash, no, don't sink. Oh.
It's made me feel like you were more of a sister to me than anything. Not many have the courage to do what you did.
I don't know if I'd call it courage.
I would. You defied the court.
I chose to defy Strasza.
And thus you defied the court. And you've kicked forth a change. You've disrupted her little story. It's about time.
Story.
It's about time she's had the chair kicked out from underneath her.
What do you mean her story? Is this
Oh, you do not know.
Well,
I assumed the Lord would have told you. The story.
I know our titles. But...
Yes, that story. The skull, the crown, the orb.
Mm-hmm.
All of it entails that at the end, the Fae Court regain or remains in control of these realms.
On the light side.
Yes. Why do you think they have so much power around here? Why you don't see any other gods worshipped or even interacting with their people? Why the Fey roads and the Shadow roads are so easily accessible on this side? This story is nothing more than a Fey power play.
With who?
Everyone involved. Your titles, the so-called characters that you are in this story, pawns.
So if we fail, the court succeeds?
No, if you succeed, the court wins. I know it's hard for hard to grasp, but maybe consider letting the liches live. You know, all that power could cause a little kink in their plans.
Well, we stopped one. The other one, well, I just don't like her. Plus, she has something I want.
Well, as long as you leave one alive, that's all you need. Two, that's just more power against them. Let's just say whatever happens, this realm is going to be tossed into a war very soon.
I didn't realize it stretched so far.
To the lowest life form on this plane. Every ounce of life is entwined in her web.
And like after she says that, she reaches down and pats the head of her daughter, and she goes, "I guess we shouldn't speak of such things around the children."
And she's like, "Oh, it's okay. She's heard worse."
I'm pretty sure she's heard words considering who's running around your house.
And she leans into you and she's like, "Punch them in the throat."
And then Rose giggles. Rose giggles, and then she whispers to Genevieve, "She does know Umbro, correct?"
No, we haven't taught her yet. Last thing we need is her talking to people, talking to others.
Mm. Well, then she leans down in front of her and she goes, "What is your name, little one?"
She's like, "Mira."
"Mira, there's much worse places to hit someone."
And she's like, "Mm-hmm, if they're boys."
Ash may have
Just
caught her
very
that.
straight face saying it.
Sounds like Ash.
Wow, these kids are like just
The
Rose is
future
like, wow.
generation of warriors.
She's
Yeah,
like,
they're gonna
"I
take. They're not
don't-
gonna be babies. They're gonna take shit from no one. Yeah,
No.
next generation, bitch.
She really likes her. Hold on a second. Bum, 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 bum. She is going to. I know what she's going to do. She only has one left, so it's not really going to do her a whole lot of good. She looks at Mira and she goes, "Do you have any skill at archery?"
And Genevieve looks at you. She's 2, dear.
I have a bow in my hand, not too much older than that.
She puts it behind. She's like, "Please, no weaponry."
Fine. I mean, considering who her father and her uncle are, sooner or later there's going to be hunting involved.
Yes, but I would like to wake up in the morning with, out a couple arrows in the pillows.
Fine. When she's ready, let me know.
We hide the weapons when we babysit her.
He's being babysit. And she looks at her and she's like, and she takes a deep look at her and she goes, "It's like, you do have your mother's features. That's a good thing. Your father's a handsome man, but there's a little bit of our kind in you. And that'll do you some good."
Genevieve kind of smiles at you. She's like, "Be careful, please. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be painful. And the court will do whatever they can to hurt you."
They've already done a few things to hurt me. I doubt very seriously they're going to stop anytime soon. Either they're vanquished or I'm dead. And I intend on living a long time.
Good. I want you to see this one grow up. Someone's going to need to teach her the ways.
And like Rose chokes up a little bit, because she's like, so she's never I mean, she has sisters, but I mean, she's always been like one of the pack. She's not the oldest or the youngest. So, the fact that, she would entrust any type of, tutelage to her daughter is very touching because she knows what that means. And she looks, and so while she's stroking Myra's cheek, and she goes, considering the stock, I'm sure she has much promise.
Well, I can teach you everything about being polite and how to manipulate a court in an audience, but I was never much of the warrior type.
Well, we can handle that. And Rose goes, I think I should get back to the group before people start talking about why I'm being so antisocial.
You never. She just gives you like a playful smile.
Well, I have been rather naughty in the last year, so.
You wouldn't be Shadowfae if you weren't.
True. It doesn't mean I'm proud or happy of the things I was willing to do and the things I almost did.
But you didn't do them. Stop dwelling on what if. Just move forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I think with that, we're gonna close out that scene of the ballroom. And everyone retires for the night. And early in the morning, you're all given sort of a summons to meet up in a tavern. Every one of the notes is signed Tanner.
Which tavern are we going to?
Yes.
It's known as the Gilded Oak. It's a tavern that you
last time?
No, it's a tavern that you've never heard before, and it's a rather odd name for a dwarven establishment. But
Is it just the originals, or are the
no, Calderos and Tiras are also given letters as well.
No, I mean, are the other halves coming
No,
with us?
no.
Okay.
The other halves are pretty much like making their way back home. Like almost if they know something that you don't.
Cheeky.
I very sadly kiss my babies goodbye.
God, I could just see the room now. Fucking kids hanging on the walls, slinging and shit. Oh god.
Yeah, but see, your husband could just open portals to suck them in, so that's not a problem.
Kids, let's go.
I said now.
I will close this portal. I will leave you
I will
behind.
turn this portal right around.
And I will take your little monkey asses to Mount Celestia. Don't make me do it.
And you'll walk home. But once the goodbyes and everything are said, all of you easily find your way to this tavern. But it's almost as if nobody else is paying attention to the establishment. Even though there's the smell of freshly cooked meat and fresh ale coming from the inside of this tavern, people just seem to ignore it.
So we smell beer and meat.
Beer
dwarves
and
are
meat.
walking by.
And dwarves are walking by as it's not even there to them.
That's
Yeah,
odd.
Rose is like, this is not right.
Is this an illusion?
What is it?
And like Tanner like walks up to the front of it. It's just like opens up the little double like hinged doors. And he's like, are you all coming in, or are you just gonna stare at the building from the outside?
outside.
Tears just goes right in.
Go in.
Same.
Rose heads in.
Following suit.
Ash, do you follow?
She was one of the
yes.
first one to go
Oh,
in.
Yeah, I was
sorry.
like, no, I'm going in.
Sorry.
I might have said it softly. Sorry.
So
Can I rewind really quick when
Yeah.
we all like meet up?
yeah, what's
Real
up?
quick. I'm gonna go up to Rose, and I'm gonna like just have my hands behind my back and be like, we didn't really have a chance to talk too much last night. We're kind of looking for marks like you do, being all secretive like you do.
Well, I didn't think you'd still want to associate with me on that level.
Well, of course I do. I mean, I was going to send you letters, but I did not know where you were, so... But I thought about you, and I was hoping you were safe, and you weren't doing anything rash, or anything without us, because we're your friends and we're here for you.
Define rash.
Going off and taking care of things on your own. Dangerous things.
Well, let's just say I was in good company.
Well, I'm glad you are safe. And I have a surprise for you. I couldn't really take it with me to the ball, and I'm actually really happy now I didn't because of Tickles and her children. And now that I think about it, Zale's little girl may have eaten it. I don't know. But I'll pull around the corner and I hold up a baby displacer beast.
Oh,
I told you I'd save one from a litter for you. I was gonna send it a little bit earlier to you, but I couldn't get a hold of you, so she's pretty young. She's only about 3-4 months old, so it's for you.
Like Rose, like she, like her cloak is covered. She throws open her cloak and she grabs and hugs Ash so tightly, and she's like, I'm so sorry. You have every right to hate me.
Rose, it's been a year. We're fine. It hurts at first, but it's fine. I would have probably killed for family too. Now snuggle with her. I know how long you wanted this. You snuggle with her.
stop snuggling me.
And as I pass it off officially to her to drop it into her hands, I'll kiss Rose on the cheek and I'll smile. And then I'll walk away with everyone else.
In your hands is this soft, pure white displacer beast kitten.
It's white?
Pure white. Like white as freshly fallen snow.
Like, holy hell. That is trippy as balls.
Matches your armor.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of, instead of like really snuggling with you, she crawls up and she like sits on your shoulder and just like snuggles into your neck.
And Rose just like leans into her, like not too hard, and she's like, oh, I am gonna have to find someplace safe for you, because yes.
Because yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and take our second break. It is getting around that time, so let's go ahead and take our second break for the night. And when we get back, we will find out what exactly the Lord of the Hunt has in store for all of you.
Lovely.
So stick with us, guys. We will be right back. All right, we are back.
I didn't do it, I swear.
Oh, we're back, but 3 people aren't.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's okay.
I'm a turkey.
We were just playing with the poopy.
Why are you playing with poop? That's not,
With the poopy, the little poopy.
that's the,
He is so cute. Hello, my little boy, my little poopy. Hello.
Now I can just imagine her with the snidely whiplash freaking mustache and beret and French bread.
it's
Hello,
raining
my
French bread.
poopy.
Oh, look at that! I tell you.
Oh mon dieu.
So,
Omelette du fromage.
as
Yes, go on.
as you all enter the tavern, he's like, "All right, take us away."
Wait,
And you,
what?
you all begin. Molly's very, very familiar with this because this is how you got here. But you
TARDIS! Wait, what?
you begin to hear like earth and roots beginning to move as like you look out the windows, and all of a sudden you're digging through the ground.
Molly just casually kind of takes a seat and waits.
Wait,
Tickles is
you-
hugging the floor.
I did not leave my husband and 2 children for us to go underground.
You travel by tavern?
I mean,
I'm
it's
so okay with this.
It rhymes with TARDIS.
it's easier to have everyone see it this way than what it actually is. But yes, this is how I can get around so fast.
What
Oh,
is
we're
it
inside the maw of
actually?
a creature, aren't we?
More of a belly, but yes.
Oh, we're Pinocchioing this shit. Okay.
What kind of creature?
A root worm.
Tickles
You
just
know-
pokes the ground. Like, am I?
It's wood.
Just wood. Okay.
You
I
know
can have
what?
this.
Just tell me this. The smell of cooking meat and
That's
ale-
real.
I'm good. Okay.
As he points over to a table, and there's just like a whole buffet. He's like, I kind of figured none of you have eaten yet. And it's gonna be a while before we get to where we need to go because no destination has been chosen yet. I just needed to get you all out of there.
Are we all gonna die?
No, but
Was there a problem?
Are the horsemen back?
no, the horsemen aren't back. It's more you were all in the same location, so it was just easy to just snatch you up now.
Oh, cool. Where are we going?
Nowhere yet.
Nowhere yet. I wanted you to sit down and relax and eat.
Is there any milk on the table?
As soon as you think of milk, a little saucer of it appears.
That's convenient. When that happens, like she also is gonna think of a rock glass full of single malt scotch.
It appears.
Well, time to get drunk. I need an ale.
What's
I'm gonna go. I want
happening
one of
there?
those, and then it appears in front of me. Sweet.
What is this? What's going on?
Oh, it's producing anything that you wish for. Well, food and drink, by the way. Nothing.
Oh.
Oh.
Anything, you say?
Please do not bring live game into here.
Oh.
What was that idea?
I could just
Bill, you
imagine.
could just have a real rare steak.
Yeah, extraordinarily fresh. Just
Where's the
not
fun if it's
wriggling.
not running, though?
I mean, I'm right there with Zale.
I'll
I mean,
dangle it for you.
I was just going through the same motions. I was thinking we could tie it to the end of Tickle's tail and then have Tickles run around.
Molly, I don't need to shoot you right now. Thank you.
So while Rose is having her liquid breakfast, she puts the saucer of milk down, and she puts down this albino displacer beast kitten in front of the saucer of milk.
And the kitten hops down, and it kind of wraps its 2 little nubby little tentacles around the saucer. It begins to like very greedily drink the milk.
Did you do something to your squirrel?
No, Kieran's right here. And then, like, she opens up her hand and like Kieran pops out and waves.
Got another squirrel.
No,
That's
it's a
not
space
small.
beast kitten.
Right.
Aw, I miss my little Kamas a lot.
Anyway, now that you're settled, it's about time for everyone to get back into the swing of things, as they say.
Well, I don't have to worry about my diet anymore. And I think of like just pure raw meat and just chow.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
You said no live game. Can I just think of a whole carcass and it'll show up, or
If you wish.
she stands there for a moment, and then suddenly this massive carcass of what looks like an oversized monitor lizard just kind of shows up on the ground. And she starts tearing into it.
I take several steps away from Zale and start drinking my ale.
No
Okay.
collateral damage.
Can I try some of that?
Yes, it's quite good.
Oh, that's right.
Ross is sitting there thinking, I thought I'd seen it all. And then Ash jumps in on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Ash like cut a piece off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ash, even though she's a vampire and everything, she's still proper. Zale, on the other hand, is like going at it like a 3-year-old into a cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like face first.
I don't completely
yeah.
discard my noble upbringing.
Well then.
So the two other liches.
Well, we know where one is. Can we kill her?
Oh, straight into it. All right.
We don't even know where the third one is.
Who cares? We only need to kill one more.
What? Why? I thought there were 2 more liches that we needed to kill.
Well, we don't want to kill all 3 of them.
But
I
thought
do.
we did.
why? Wait, why?
Wasn't
that
I
the plan?
definitely do.
As the Lord of the Hunt smiles, like, you figured it out.
Well, I
What?
had a conversation last night with Genevieve.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Former speaker giving spoilers to the story. It can't be helped. Yes, you don't have to kill the liches. Honestly, killing both liches will seal more power for the Fey Court. They are a part of, as you all well know, the story.
Yes.
What? Wait, what story?
Oh, you.
Oh.
We're part of a
Oh.
Destiny told. This is the 5th, 6th time?
Sixth time.
Wow, people say I have delusions of grandeur.
Oh no, this is
What?
a story that repeats every couple generations. It's a means for the Fey Court to keep the power over this realm and to keep the original gods of the realm sealed out.
But liches.
But why one? I mean,
Can we just keep them both alive?
I don't wait, what? No, why?
Well, yeah, well, I'm with Ash, actually.
It's a very elaborate ritual.
Lich is
Aren't
bad.
they all? They're all rituals when you think about it, and they're all very bad.
Not all rituals.
Well, I didn't say all rituals were bad. I'm just talking about this particular one. I mean, do you not remember the hell we all went through before to save Yip?
Oh yes, and if you go to Tharia, it's going to be a lot worse than Kamiroska.
I'm assuming each one is going to get worse and worse, especially since we don't know where one of the other ones is. Trust me, I have looked really hard to figure out where it could be.
I know where it's at.
Of course you do.
Are you gonna tell us, or is it spoilers?
Hmm,
Please don't tell me it's in the frigid lands.
no, it's in Helios.
Helios. Helios. Oh, sorry.
Helios.
Isn't that
That's down south, isn't it?
That's the Minotaur lands.
That's where
Oh, is this
Dice's people come
Is-
from?
Wait, but Dice was possessed by my great great grandfather who was trying to become a lich. Does she have the sphere?
No, but he
Wait, sorry.
does.
Wait.
If you
Wait.
remember, Dice told you about being possessed and then taking over Hellion's Gate and forcing like all those Minotaur to be like undead mind
Well,
slaves.
Technically, no, that was Jalvoth.
Oh, that was Jalvoth.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
That
Jalvoth.
wasn't Ash.
Yep, that's right. I forgot because Ash was trapped in a painting at the moment.
And Dice never really told anyone where.
No, but you just mentioned that she mentioned that you know he was digging
released, or
somewhere,
He released her, yeah.
but not exactly where it was at.
So, so this is it. My great great father is still really pissed off that we stopped him from becoming a lich, but he's going to try again. He's probably already possessing someone else.
Oh, he doesn't need to possess anyone else.
Oh, that's better. That's great. Great. So he has a physical form now?
I'm not sure. All I know is he doesn't need to possess anyone. He kind of ditched your friend Dice like a used pair of clothing.
Well, let's just say we don't talk much about him.
Friends
So
and overestimation of our relationship with them.
she kind of burned my mother's grave.
And she lit us on fire.
Multiple times.
She likes fire. But
I'm sorry, but is there maybe a way that we can do this where the liches die and then we bring down the fake Hornapeg?
okay, I am very much for killing my great great grandfather.
Caldross will remember this.
She will.
All right, Telltale.
No, I mean, Lily is still our friend. We could save
No,
her
she's
like we
not.
saved Yith.
I have no interest in that.
She's probably being possessed by the crown, like Yith was.
She left us.
I mean,
Ash.
yeah, but still, we can. Okay, if we had to vote to keep one alive, and I'm not saying we are, but if I had to vote, I would say Lily's the one that stays alive.
Oh no, Pinky dies.
She
I don't
does.
want I do not want my great great grandfather being alive. He put my family through hell.
It's the night I met you guys all over again.
Why, all the weird baggage that we're just laying out on you?
Yeah, Molly's just kind of sitting there going,
Scotch. Scotch.
Lily is the reason why we all are here in the first place.
How we all became friends.
Let's just say her machinations to usurp the throne of Tharia.
We were
caused
doing
some-
her a favor and she abandoned us.
Not to ask a really silly question, but what is a lily?
She is the princess of Tharia.
and the shape changer.
Now technically queen.
Right.
Right, because the crown. Right.
So how many governments are we going to top?
More
Well,
apparently.
I mean, if you want to take on this Lily, that would be one more government. As far as I know, Ash's grandfather isn't a politician.
Well, I mean, he was dead before I was born, so whatever I've heard is stories through my family, so all I know is that him being around is not good at all.
Well, I mean, that can be said of any lich.
I mean, it's when you think about it, a vampire trying to become a lich, that's kind of insulting.
Yeah, that doesn't really make me happy to hear.
Yeah, that's. I don't like this. I don't. Okay, and Ash will turn to the Lord of the Hunt and be like, why do we need to keep one alive?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
But you made it sound like it was a good plan to keep them to keep one alive. Why? I want to understand.
Well, do you want you continued service under the Fae Court? Do you want them in your interfering in your lives anymore?
No.
Can we just kill the Fae Court?
Well, I like nudge Tickles like, dude,
like,
Rose.
like Rose looks at all of you and she goes, I have no love for the court any longer, but honestly, there's very little I can do to save you from dying almost instantly from walking into the Shadow Realm. It's not friendly to those who are not born of it.
There is a way, though.
How?
I can give you my blessing.
And what does that do?
I mean, technically you did that already.
No, I mean...
Much different.
You would be able to travel the shadow roads.
Oh, that kind of blessing.
Yes.
That means we would have to go through portals, right?
Fortunately so.
Shadow
Most
roads.
likely.
They're not really portals. They're
They're more...
chairs.
Yeah, ley lines of power that connect directly to the Shadowlands.
So a portal.
Well, the last time we went through, what I'm saying is I almost got eaten. I don't care to do that again.
But the Tickles can make you a new arm now.
Well, that was going into the astral. That's much different.
Oh, it is.
That's actually worse.
You almost got eaten going through the astral. What?
So, we were just, doing what we do, and we happened to be traveling through a portal to come back here, I think.
You know what? I need to stop asking questions.
It was a very large creature, lots of teeth, ripped my arm off,
Used to talk to trees, now he's got his arm back, et cetera, et cetera.
No, too much.
I was conscious for the
Scotch.
whole thing. It was terrible.
Oh God.
That's really sad.
So I don't really like portals now.
It's not a portal. Whenever you must have caught on when I say that. When I enter the Shadow Realm and I come here, I say it's passing through the veil. Correct? That's literally what it is.
I don't really know much about that sort of thing.
Zale, it would feel like you're walking through a curtain.
That makes it a lot
There
more...
can be people waiting on the other side of a curtain to stab you.
Oh, yes, of course. I've seen it before.
Yes.
So how is that different from a Fae curtain as opposed to just a regular curtain if it's the same?
Because the
Zale?
Fae...
On one side, a human stabs you. On the other side, a Fae person stabs you.
I mean, right now there could be a curtain in front of us and a hag could pop out. I'm just saying, we've had our fair share of that kind of Fae too.
Yeah, we get in a lot of trouble.
It's funny that you
I've
mentioned
noticed.
Oh,
That
please.
reminds
Why?
I am going to need some hag parts in order to do this.
I've got those in spare.
Oh,
You have had books.
That's part of them. I mean, their skin.
I have the head of a hag, but I'm afraid I left it at home.
Calvas just spits out.
He's here. We got toes, we got skin, we got heads.
Caldross, does any of this really shock you?
Tears
Just
goes with the flow.
Just keep drinking, buddy. You'll be fine.
Well, I mean,
I guess it shouldn't at this point, but
we don't have to take a detour. If you need a part of a hag, I have one on me.
Oh, no. We need one of higher power.
And I assuming it needs to be fresh.
Oh, no, it doesn't need to be fresh. We just
about to say,
need...
Molly.
Do you remember when I was little and I unwittingly agreed to let Baba Yaga have my vessel when I got older.
That's going a little overboard, Molly. That
Yeah,
Well,
no.
No, I'm just saying that at some point I need to let her know
Oh,
that
boy.
that's off the table.
Oh,
We'll add it to the list.
I thought you were going to say you were going to kill her. I was like, that's a little too overboard and
No,
not possible.
I know when I'm over my limits. Most of the time.
You're not suggesting we go up north.
Oh no.
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 I'm not saying this is anything we have to do. This is a personal checklist of things I need to fix.
No, she was talking about collecting a hack part.
So, what I need is the heart of one that is known as the first daughter.
Would I happen to know anything about who or what that is?
I was just gonna say me too.
Both of you can go ahead and give me history checks.
Ooh, history. Oh, I'm really good at history. Okay. 16.
19. I only
All right.
have a +1.
I have a +6, man.
So, both of you know that the first daughter is an extremely powerful hag that is sort of a right hand to Nick Nevin, who is the Fey goddess of not only magic, but worshipped highly by hags.
Oh dear.
She normally spends her time in the shadow, in the Shadowlands, only to come out once a year during a great coven meeting.
Do we know when that is?
I've
had many a hag tome to study like a nerd.
You know, the next one is the next grand gathering, as they call it, is
Anywhere near Coven of Hags.
Is a it's about a month or two away, but the location is not known to you.
Well then.
Right?
Oh boy.
Well,
Right.
I mean, we are not strangers to killing hags. Understandably, this is a more powerful hag, I am aware. Do you have anything to suggest for us facing her?
Kill her before she can turn you into a frog.
Oh, well, I mean that's to say about any of them, I suppose.
Or a goat.
Do they really do that?
Or a sheep.
Oh, she can. She can, yes.
Sometimes worse.
I do have to warn you, though. If you were to invade this grand gathering, it would not only be her you would be against. This is, or would be, an extremely large coven.
I was just curious if there was a way otherwise, but it sounds like we need your blessing.
Well, that's one way. Or you can kill the liches and then take your chances with the Night Queen.
That doesn't sound a whole lot better.
I feel like you're kind of saying it like, well, you could, but option A is better. It's kind of the attitude I'm getting.
Oh, no. If that's what is coming off as, I apologize. I'm just saying it's an option.
So, I'm sorry. I'm not clear on. I mean, I'm all for killing a hag and removing that kind of evil from the world, but what exactly is it we need the hag parts to accomplish here?
To travel the
ritual.
roads.
I feel like her heart is to be used against the queen.
No, it's going to be used to ensure that all of you don't succumb to the poison and insanity effects that outsiders suffer when they step foot into the roads.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well.
And killing the liches is still part of the plan.
Well, one of
They
them.
don't have to live.
Yeah, I'm all for they don't have to live.
But then we do have to deal with a fake horde.
No, either
Okay
way
with
you're
that
going.
too.
Either way, you're going to have to deal with them.
So we kill them.
What happens if we leave the liches be? We take care of the fake horde ourselves somehow, and we just leave them, the liches, to their own devices. Do we have to worry about their influence spreading? Or do you think they will be content
You should
to
always worry about
He kind of shrugs. He's like, honestly, I don't know.
I mean, don't most liches... So from my nerding, as you so call it, about lichdom, do I know if what their mannerisms would be, if they're more about just power or ruling?
Oh, it's all about power.
world?
It's
Yeah, but like
all
ruling the
about power.
world?
No, it's all about personal power.
Okay.
And I think given my background, I will reinforce that knowledge upon the entire group that liches will not stop at, oh, I have a country. Oh, I have a continent.
Oh, they won't
want
even go.
everything.
They won't even go after continents. Like most of them are. All they're trying to do is they're trying to get as much personal power as possible.
Mhm.
I mean,
They
I don't
want
know.
it all.
I want it all.
I mean, they may
don't
make a necropolis, but
That's true.
they're not really going to like go. I'm going to go and turn the entire world into an undead playground.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but from what I've been told, I'm pretty sure my great-great-grandfather has a pretty big grudge against my family, and if he achieves lichdom this time around, he may come after me and my family. Maybe. There's no guarantee, but I'm not feeling comfortable about leaving him alive.
Well, I see no reason why all of us here wouldn't stand at your side should he come after you.
Yeah, but I would like to stop him before that happens.
Hate your family so much.
I have my own children to think of now. I can't just wait for him to come up, knock on our door, and threaten my family. I'd rather try to avoid that as soon as possible. And
Yeah.
bring the fight to him, not to me.
I mean, you do have a good point.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, we can discuss what to do with Lily later, but if I'm putting in my 2 cents, as it were, I am not comfortable leaving my great-great-grandfather alive. Again. This time achieving lichdom and destroying many things because he's selfish.
Do you still have that mirror on you, Ash?
Of course.
Are you able to use it to try to look in on him?
I mean, it's easier to do it with something that's his, and though our family ring is passed down to us, it's not his ring.
You're at least familiar with him. We did come face to face with him, albeit in Dice's body, at least once. Is that enough?
I could certainly try. It might be enough, but I've never really tried to look for someone that I don't have anything physical of theirs. But I'll give it a shot.
It's worth a try. The more information we can get before making a decision, the better.
Do you want me to check him now?
If no one else objects.
Might as well.
I'll pull out my mirror.
All right. Ash, I'm going to need a wisdom roll from you.
Okay, just straight wisdom.
Just straight wisdom.
That's my favorite thing.
I know, right?
17 on the die though. 18.
18. All right, so you bring up the mirror, and you, as hard as you try to get some sort of vision on Vincent, but all that's coming from the mirror is this audible, like very high-pitched squeal, and you know that whatever you're trying to do is straining the mirror.
I immediately shut it off. I just like stopped concentrating.
And you can see that there's a noticeable crack in the lens, in the the top part of it.
Ooh.
Sorry, it didn't work.
Do you think he's wearing something like one of these? And she motions to the necklace that she at one point gave to Yith, but he didn't fucking wear because I used the scrying mirror on him right afterwards.
I mean, he's very old and very powerful. Last time I checked, very dead, and I'm not talking about vampire dead. So he could very well have the abilities to be powerful enough to stop it, if not an item. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
So I guess we're making this decision relatively blind then.
Well, if I may interject.
You may.
Helios?
Before you make a decision, maybe you should establish some sort of home base.
I mean, Zale's little cottage was cute.
No, I mean something that you can fortify. Something that is more of a stronghold, let alone just a summer vacation home.
Have
Wait.
a place in mind, because we don't want to draw attention to our homes. Right?
We know a place. Don't you remember a long time ago when me and Caldros and Tickles were flying over Delure, we saw that fortress.
We can't just go sacking fortresses, though.
But it was, oh god.
It's Zale's fortress.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Zale's fortress?
I don't think you got. Yeah, it's the one that she got from the cards, but you guys never really talked to her about it because we were all kind of like butting heads.
Though you do know where the Zale, you do know where the location of it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like another fortress.
No.
My bad.
No, but you can bring that up because the fortress that you did see is Zale's fortress.
Okay. Well, I'll still bring it up. There was a fortress we saw. Basically the same thing I said before when we were on the bat overlooking everything. Fortress. Yeah.
I kind of recall you mentioning something about that, yes.
Wait, you have a fortress?
Do you recall when I pulled a card from that deck and obtained the villa?
Yes.
Well, I did it again, and apparently obtained a keep of some sort. But until that moment, when we sailed the ship into the side of the mountain, I didn't know where it was. And I've just
please ask we don't do that again.
I agree.
Well, we don't have that bell any longer, so there's no worry about that.
Feel sorry for whoever finds it.
Speaking to that, if someone got her coin back, correct?
Yep.
Yes,
okay.
hi.
She did.
What's up?
Okay. I just want to make sure Tickles had the coin.
Oh, goddamn compulsions.
I suppose.
Speaking of which, do I have a compulsion right now?
Looking for a place that's as good as any.
Tickles, give me since you asked.
Oh god.
Give me a wisdom check.
Same old Tickles. 1 year later, same old Tickles.
Okay. Oh.
Swear to God, if this is the one that opens a portal to the abyss.
I got a 2.
Okay.
Is that you flipping a coin or just the D20?
That's me flipping a coin.
Oh, got it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Wait,
dun.
is that the same die that rolled a 2 before?
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Stop rolling it.
Stop rolling it. Dice jail.
That's a
dice
bad die.
jail.
Yeah, I thought that one was in dice jail. What happened?
I'm sorry.
Wait. We don't know, unless that was the roll for it. We don't know which side the coin landed on.
No,
right?
that was for her compulsion.
Yes.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
actually
Let's
flip a
flip the
coin for
coin.
Can I actually flip a coin?
Flip a coin.
All right. Okay, here we go. Heads.
Heads. All right, give me that D20.
Okay, different die. Come on, pink. I got, what is that one? There's a 6.
Oh, that's not good.
We don't know that. I don't remember. I don't have those all written down. I probably should have.
Where's my coin flip chart? Here it is.
You don't know what 6 is. You've
Nope,
never
I do
rolled a
not.
6.
Okay, what is it?
Something
We
new.
all get teleported to a ring of hell.
Just get back and we're erased forever.
Hold on. Was number 1 where like I get a bunch of money?
You guys are ready for
yeah.
campaign 3, right?
Tickles.
Technically, yes.
Yes.
But
A small pseudo dragon appears in front of you.
What?
Oh hell.
Oh
But-
wow! Is it what's his face?
No, it's not Jalokia. Jalokia
Ah.
is a fairy dragon. He's not a pseudo dragon. But it kind of keeps on shimmering, almost like it's like a holographic card.
Okay, blue eyes, white dragon.
And it's like it kind of just looks like it tickles. Yes or no?
oh no.
I don't think I could do an insight check on that. But it's just a simple yes or no. I'm
Yes
gonna
or
say
no?
Yes.
Okay. And he kind of looks over at the what do you call it? The Lord of the Hunt. We may be back.
What?
Oh dear.
Wait. What do you
What
mean?
is
Did you
the
just get
Lord
rid
of
of
the
our,
Hunt
our
doing?
ticket? Our ride?
Wait, did I get teleported or?
Oh no, everyone does.
Tickles.
Did
We
anyone?
can't have one conversation without chaos.
Hello, Tickles.
Hi.
Oh.
This is going to be so fun.
By that, you
Yeah.
mean probably lots of pain, tears, and agony.
Our lives are in danger.
Well, I mean, Tickles is the calamity.
Yeah.
You know, Terrace wanted 2 minutes.
Now,
We were thinking of a plan
What
and
was
everything.
the Lord of the Hunt doing during all this?
face palming.
Probably just
Tickles?
shaking his head like son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
First color that pops in mind.
Green.
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 Oh my god, he's picking the color of the fucking dragon.
It's not good for a color, Tickles. That means acid.
Why couldn't you do like pink or lavender? Or mauve, or
Pink
maybe
would be
even
void.
taupe.
Yeah,
I'm
purple or
sorry.
pink would have been void.
Yeah, purple would probably be void. We don't want void. Void
I'm
sucks.
sorry, but my dice tray is green, okay?
Why didn't you say like rainbow so we could have gotten like a butterfly dragon?
You're not sorry.
You don't want a
you
chromatic
lie to
dragon.
us.
No.
No.
You don't want it. No, no, that's
The actual chromatic dragon is horrible.
isn't
We've
that
already predicted it, Rojan.
what is that?
It's
That's
pretty
Tiamat?
much Tiamat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, isn't that Tiamat? That's bad. That's bad.
Where? I don't see anything.
I know you don't.
Can we
Oh.
fight a blue dragon so I can have like a badass blue cloak or something? Come on, guys.
Oh, this isn't Monster Hunter. Stop it.
Next season.
Ah,
Oh, Jeebus Christ.
Give me a moment. I'm setting it up.
Really?
I'm only asking because our lives are probably on the line.
Give me another. Give me
fine.
3 more colors.
Okay.
No!
Oh, my sphincter.
Oh, dear
3 more
God.
colors. Okay, fine.
If
We got
live
green.
through This Caldos is going to do everything
Brown.
he can to take that coin.
Brown,
Red,
red,
and can I say rainbow?
rainbow.
Yes.
No, it needs to be a
Rainbow's not a
color.
color.
Needs to be a color.
Color.
Okay. Yellow.
Oh man.
It sounded
no.
like you said YOLO.
I mean,
Yellow.
Whatever the fuck,
Brown.
dragon.
Brown could be copper.
That's true. Or brass, I guess, depending on which one you want to go with.
Yeah, it could be copper or brass. Both not great.
No.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't think
I mean,
any
if we
of the
go with
options are
copper, we
great.
at least have
Yellow,
two acids.
no, yellow is our best option because yellow could be gold, and gold dragons are
Gold
good.
is fire. I mean, we'd have 2 fire and 2 acid.
No, gold dragons are good.
They're
That doesn't mean that they won't stop to eat us.
But we
No,
don't know if they're
no,
dragons or
like,
not.
I just have a bad
gold
feeling.
dragons are denizens of Celestia.
Stop metagame. We don't know if they're dragons or not.
Like
We
like
can
that-
still predict as players.
like
We can
That's
still
all
have
bad.
theories.
like that would honestly be our best bet if it is dragons yellow, because then it'd just be, if Tickles pisses it off, then it'll try and kill us.
It's Tickles, of course she's going
Tickles.
to.
So we just have to stuff her in a box and let Ash talk to it.
Can we tell Sven what to do?
Sven,
Like,
put
seriously,
Tickles in a
Sven,
box.
Put Tickles in the naughty box, please.
I have also nerded up a lot on dragons.
So,
Because apparently research is bad.
all of you
I'll let Tickles keep that
just
die.
hear and then another as you appear in a small, strange-looking arena.
Oh,
What
come on.
the hell just happened?
Not the arena again.
Gladiatorial to the death!
Off,
No.
Ashton, please.
I'm totally okay with this.
off in
Mhm.
the distance from where you are standing, surrounded by what looks to be a wall of force, is a strange-looking diamond. In between you and this diamond is this... What size are you?
Small?
Huge,
Tiny?
or gargantuan, more than likely.
We're all medium except Tickles.
I need to
Oh, is
make
Tickles
this
medium? No, Tickles is medium.
one size larger.
I'm still considered medium, yes.
Yeah, that's right, because you're right.
Tickles is on the bottom rung of medium.
Yeah.
No
'cause
longer
even-
small. I'm now medium.
Are halflings considered?
Halflings are small.
They are? Okay.
Halflings top out at 3 feet.
And gnomes, I think, are small too, because they're 3 to 4 feet.
It
I thought.
I have
So-
to double,
Fucking
I have to double
Hydra?
check. I think
So, in between you and said diamond is this massive green-scaled, winged-looking hydra.
Oh, fuck.
But instead of the hydra heads, you see dragon heads.
No.
One
Good.
green, one brown, one red, and one yellow.
Yellow.
What's the yellow?
I say lightning. The only thing I can think of.
So I'm guessing the circle is the bounds of the arena.
Yep.
What does the diamond mean?
Now, I have a question for all of you.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Do we do this now? Or do you have to go to work in the morning?
I have an 8 o'clock meeting.
What time is it for you right now?
11:30.
11:30. Oh yeah, because you're same coast as I am.
Yep.
It's 1:30 for me.
Yep.
Same,
Yeah.
but I can technically go, but I don't know about anyone else.
I want to say now, but I feel like this is gonna take longer than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
it
have
will.
a
It
feeling.
will. Like combat right now is going to be taking longer than an hour.
That's why I'm saying I have a
Yeah, we
feeling
can't
if
do
it was like oh, let's fight a few orcs or whatever, okay, that's different. But if this is like a friggin' huge ass dragon because of a coin toss,
It's a CR21, so yeah.
yeah,
Oh, my sphincter.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
No, you're not. You shut your mouth.
Oh my
Jeez,
god.
You're 21.
If y'all just made me draw this shit just for us to die, fuck you, Tickles.
No. She's got legit beef because she spent hours
No one die.
Oh,
into
I
the
forgot.
nights over the weekend to draw these characters.
I need to
sleep
let everyone see this.
Our pretty icons.
Dude, it's like
hey,
MTD4,
Roger,
thank you for the follow.
Roger, could you just conveniently place everyone right around me?
I mean, technically, we're all near you.
No, like immediately adjacent. That'd be great.
Why is
man
Molly
like
on here twice? What happened to the cameras?
the entire?
Wait, what?
Oh, I don't see Molly twice.
Yeah, she's on mine and Tyrus's. I'm Tickles apparently.
Yeah.
It's because the cameras got adjusted like 3 times.
Sorry, I
we
figured out the
haven't
issue.
been on this scene yet.
It's all good. I just wanted to show everybody what it was, since we can go ahead and end here tonight. And then now I have a question, a very important question. How do you all feel about a Saturday game?
I'm down.
Yes.
This Saturday.
I'm down.
This Saturday.
I have no plans for this Saturday.
I don't know. Are we gonna die in the first hour?
Maybe.
Everyone,
I
stop
will be
putting
late.
that juju out there.
But are you still down to play?
Yes.
All right.
I will be late.
What time will you be available?
A little after 10 p.m. Central.
So about like 7,
9,
like
8 o'clock.
yeah.
your
So
time.
like 8 o'clock my time.
Yes.
All right.
Basically standard start time.
What about the rest of you?
I can make that happen.
Time frames
Yeah,
for
that's-
the day. What do you guys? What do you guys?
It's an hour earlier than normal.
Well,
start time.
Yeah.
What I mean is, do you want to start at like around that time, or do you want to start a little earlier?
I can
Well,
do
we
whatever.
can't start a little earlier if Tickles isn't available.
Well, if anything, somebody could play for Tickles until Groudon can make it, like we did the last time we did a Saturday game.
Oh, so this is how we get Tickles to give up the coin again. Okay.
No, you
No.
can't steal items from people who aren't there.
We can choose her
You
attacks.
cannot-
We can't
Yeah.
choose her.
You
her-
cannot bully Tickles if
decisions.
Groudon is not here.
Yeah.
That is not
Can't
fair.
Take the coin.
I feel like we know enough about the characters to know what they would and would not do, and if it's completely out of character or totally something
Yeah.
to benefit
If,
us.
if that's the
big
case,
no.
if that's the case, Groudon, if Groudon's okay with it, Groudon gets to choose who's playing Tickles.
Got it.
Or
Tickles
Got
also
it.
does
Or-
have 2
Got
levels
it.
and a new class, though.
we can start a little bit earlier than before like Tickles gets off or Groudon gets off, and then he has more of a chance to jump in and join us. Because I don't know how long you guys want to run on a Saturday. Because
I mean,
I have
got
no
nothing going
life.
on Sunday.
I don't do anything on Sundays.
I have no life,
Yeah.
so
And
Same.
even if we did have something on Sunday, it probably wouldn't even be till like later anyway. So yeah, it's just give me a time, and we've got nothing going on Saturday.
All it is just me getting off work. I get off at 10, and then just arrive a little bit home. Depending on who I work with, it might be either half an hour, depending if I have to walk home, especially in this godforsaken snow. But other than that, I think I should be fine. Just be able.
all
I
right.
think I have
So if we started our normal time, like at 7:30,
yeah.
he wouldn't miss much, to be honest. Like
No,
maybe a round or two.
We could start at the normal time, and we can
Just
use that
give me-
time to just talk maybe a little bit about what our characters have been doing over the course of the year.
Give a little
And then
rundown.
once he gets in, we can jump into the combat.
Yeah.
I
And
like
then-
that.
Yeah.
And if needed, I will let Fox use my character again.
Okay.
I do still have control of the token and can view the sheet and stuff. So
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking a Saturday game because y'all didn't really get to use much of your dice today. So
I only.
No, we didn't. But it was still nice to RP and do the whole.
It was
catching
nice.
up
I
after,
missed a
so.
couple RP sessions, but that's all right.
I'm just really happy I gave the kitty then, because I was thinking like, oh, just wait in the hotel room till we get back. I'm like, no, knowing us, something's gonna fuck us over and we're gonna have to leave or the kitty will die. I'm just gonna do it now.
and what do you know? A coin.
Mhm.
Trust me
It
though.
was-
Coin.
Trust me, if you get your hands on that diamond, or if Tickles gets her hand on that diamond, very beneficial.
I figured the diamond was like
Question is the Displacer Kitty still with Rose?
Displacer
I
Kitty is with the
hope it
Lord of the
is.
Hunts.
Thank goodness. 'cause I'm
I
like,
do not harm baby animals.
it's like, do not kill
I
my
cute.
kitty.
Hedgehog cute.
it was
Hey, Chuck,
probably a good
Like,
call to
I mean,
not.
because
pull that cat out
if we
at the
really
party.
want to, if we really want to turn, our game into a
John Wick, yeah.
kill my cat and see what the fuck happens.
she has waited. Okay, Azrin has waited waited so long to get a freaking Displacer Beast. I finally have the opportunity to give it to her, and you're just gonna take it away?
All right, so let's plan for about normal start time on Saturday then.
That works for me.
That sounds
Sounds
good to
good.
me.
I will give you guys heads up on everything else. So.
Alrighty. So
Yeah, that sounds good.
we have, for those of you who weren't here yesterday, before we begin to do the sign-offs and everything, we are going to be doing a giveaway during December. Every week in December during our Friday one shot that HB Fox is going to be doing, that is going to be DMing, we are going to be giving away a Kraken dice set. So we're gonna have the little registration stuff. Did Mags pause?
No.
Okay, no, she's just sitting very still.
I know it's so rare.
But so once a week we'll be giving away a dice set, so a total of 4 dice sets throughout December, just as a fun thing to do. Get more people some dice, get them to be able to maybe experience D&D on their own.
Dice-ember.
Dice-ember.
Thank you to the community.
Because we love y'all.
Mm-hmm. Because honestly, without you guys, we're just a bunch of psychopaths yelling at cameras and throwing dice on our desks.
And everyone yelling at my characters.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank God I've got decent health now.
the logic stands up.
Yeah, decent health. I have 69 hit points. I need to be.
Oh,
Nice.
I
Yeah.
actually have more HP than Rose now.
I'm at 105. Oh yeah.
Zale, how much do you have?
I
Yeah.
rolled really well on my HP. Actually, like on all my HP rolls for this character.
Oh, that's nice.
I have 132 HP.
I hope you guys make your saves and whatnot, because as a 4-headed Hydra Dragon, it's got 4 breath weapons.
Yeah, dude, it's like even if I make the save, I might die. That's 4 squares. That is the large. It's huge.
Gargantuan.
A
Gargantuan,
mysterious creature from a coin walks up to Tickles, yes or no, and you say,
Of course
You
she says
expect
yes.
Tickles to say no? That could have been the question of, do you want infinite wealth and power? Well, of course I do.
we haven't even been together for 24 goddamn hours.
Now I have to ask, what did that coin do? It was a small pseudo dragon appears in front of you.
And
yes
says
or no?
It asks you a yes or no question.
Teleported to an arena and face 4, like a 4-headed Hydra, or a gem.
That's what it seems like.
I'm just putting this down for right now.
Just put yes or no question.
Okay, yes or no question. Okay.
Yes or
That's
no
good.
question with dire consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can put example, face a 4-headed dragon.
I just hope that I roll higher in the initiative order than this thing, so that I can, well, Zell does what she does
Okay.
with dragons, gets on their back and stays away from the breath weapon.
Well, there's more than one head.
Well, that's fine. If it wants to breath weapon me when I'm on its back, it's going to breath weapon itself in the process.
All right, so let's
Yes.
see here.
Which it's probably immune to.
So what I have for right
That's
now
fine.
is
Well, maybe some of them aren't.
number 1 is get a bunch of gold, but everyone knows you. 6 is what we have. 11
Okay.
is make a wish.
Yeah, let's not read off the infinite list of possibilities here right
I
now.
just need the ones that I already have because I'm only got
I'll
5 on here.
I'll send you the stuff that everything that you have.
Okay.
But yeah, so we will be giving away a dice set every Friday this December during our D&D one shot that HB Fox is going to be DMing, which will get him in to the mood to DM a full campaign. I'm calling it right now.
You keep saying that.
Do it. Do it.